The Miami Hurricanes must win their final 2 games to avoid missing a bowl bid for only the second time in 15 years. Step number 1 is today against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Butch Davis Hurricanes have their backs against the wall today. With a 4-5 record, Miami needs to win its final 2 games to have a shot at a postseason bowl game. This afternoon, the Canes will use their powerful rushing attack to try to get halfway there with a win against the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. And at the same time, regain their standing as one of the elite college football programs in the nation. Coming up today from the Orange Bowl in Miami, Rutgers looking for win number 1 and Miami looking to move closer to a bowl bid. We welcome all of you to South Florida on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Along with former Big East quarterback John Congemi, I'm John Sanders. This is an unusual position for Miami this late in the season.
Very unusual, John. They need just to win today against Rutgers, which they should do, and then in 2 weeks defeat Syracuse just to be considered for a bowl game. Does it sound imposing? Really shouldn't. Syracuse has never beaten Miami in a Big East game. They're 0-6, so Miami should get a little bit of confidence today.
They have confidence coming into this game thanks to a strong running game, especially in the last 4 or 5 ball games.
John, it's been the EJ and JJ show for the University of Miami. Edgerrin James, the starter, 7 touchdowns in the last 4 games, and James Jackson, 5 touchdowns in the last 3 games and 12.0 average every time he touches the ball. Let's start with Edgerrin James. He has power and acceleration and speed. 96 yards shy of a 1,000-yard season, and he has 6 100-yard games in his career. He does it all out of the backfield. The changeup comes with James Jackson. Great acceleration and big plays. Last week against Virginia Tech, a 78-yard touchdown run to keep the game close. The comparison on defense, Rutgers and Syracuse love to crowd the line of scrimmage with 8 guys. It's always going to provide big plays for the University of Miami.
It's the running game for Miami. It's the passing game for the Scarlet Knights. Keep your eye on a true freshman, Mike McMahon. As he goes, so goes the Rutgers offense this afternoon. We'll have the opening kickoff. Our Big East Football Network Game of the Week is next. Getting ready for our Big East Conference Game of the Week. The Scarlet Knights against the Hurricanes. Third member of our broadcast crew is Frank Ford. He's down on the field. Let's check in with Frank right now.
Thanks, John. Hot, muggy day here on the floor of the Orange Bowl. Now, the Big East Conference contractually can put 4 teams into bowl games, but each of the teams needs to have at least 6 wins against Division 1A opponents. Miami right now has 4. That puts the pressure on the Canes to win today and set up their showdown with Syracuse here in 2 weeks. We'll see how the Canes handle that. I'll be here with all the injuries and everything that's happening on the field. John and John?
All right, Frank, we will check in with you from time to time. And, of course, one of the things they want to avoid is a losing season. They haven't had one here since 1979, John.
Yeah, you really can't remember that, and that's a big thing right now. They need to start for a big start against Rutgers today.
Beautiful day in South Florida. It's 83 degrees, very little breeze. There was plenty of rain yesterday, but it has cleared out. It's not humid, and it is bright and sunny for this football game this afternoon. The opening toss was won by the Hurricanes, and they have elected to receive. You see the deep tandem. You set Popovich and Santana. Santana is a freshman, number 48, who's coming on strong, and Popovich is a sophomore. Both those guys started out without scholarships when they came to Miami.
Popovich is a great story. He was a wide receiver, a quarterback. He did it all, a walk-on out of Arizona. Now he's a big part of that defense at strong safety as well as special teams.
And Lee McDonald will handle the kickoff chores for the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers, and they have just had a disastrous season, setting school records in yards and points allowed coming into this game, trying to salvage something from 1997. One thing they saved was a good trip to end their season on weather-wise, although they were delayed coming in by weather. A good kickoff deep into the end zone, and Miami will not run it out. So the Canes will start at their own 20-yard line as they set up offensively for the first time. Let's check out the action by Ryan Clement. Playing much better of late, and I think he's been aided, obviously, John, by the strong running game.
Well, I think that helps a quarterback. Anytime you have more interceptions than touchdowns, you really need your running game to be the backbone for you, something to rely on. Ryan has found that in this offense, and credit the offensive line. They've done a great job later in the season protecting him, keeping him on his feet.
And they've got healthy players back. Wayner is back as well at center. He missed a start about 3 weeks ago here against Temple, but it has not slowed down this running attack. They work out of the I formation. The first play is play action. Looking right, throwing right, and it's caught and bobbled out of bounds. It'll go incomplete. Well, let's check out the rest of the starting lineup. The Sam Adams starting lineups for the game this afternoon. Reggie Wayne has had a terrific first year here at the University of Miami, along with Jones, Franks, Joseph. They've done a better job also of late going to their tight ends.
Tight end's been a big part. Daniel Franks, a while back, 5 catches for 110 yards.
And we mentioned Mike Weiner, who has been hurt a bit, and Kerwin Blaze at right tackle. This is the group that has really done the job. It is 2nd down and 10 from the 20. We're just underway from the Orange Bowl this afternoon. This time they split the backs. Good move at the 25. 1st down and more. Here's the big play John was talking about. He's still on his feet, and at the 30 he breaks away. Miami striking on the legs of Edgerrin James, an 80-yard touchdown play. John, that's exactly what you feared if you were the Scarlet Knights.
Well, you've got size and speed all packed up into number 5, Edgerrin James. He'll go the distance for the University of Miami. Anytime you have success with long plays out of the backfield, you have to credit downfield blocking, and that's exactly what happened with the University of Miami. Number 48, Santana Moss, he gets into the mix, but first Carlo Joseph does a nice job up front. Now it's a great move to the inside. Look at number 48, Santana Moss. He gets the last man along with the fullback again. He gets 2 blocks. Carlo Joseph, that brings the Canes on the board first.
And you saw it was Reggie Stevens who had the last shot. The extra point attempt is up and good, and Miami strikes quickly. The Canes in the first 30 seconds move out on top 7-0 against the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. We'll see if the Scarlet Knights can answer when we come back with more football from the Orange Bowl right after this. Today's Big East telecast is brought to you by Gulf since 1901. A name you know, a name you can trust. AXA and Equitable, a global powerhouse, a trusted friend, a formula for success. By Nissan, who reminds you that life is a journey. Enjoy the ride. And by Sam Adams, a better glass of beer. James needed 96 to become the 3rd 1,000-yard rusher in Miami history, and John Kangemi, he got most of it in one quick play.
He got 80 in a hurry. He touches the ball off right tackle. Just a great play of speed and acceleration. Once he got into the secondary, nobody from Rutgers' defense could catch up with number 5.
80 yards, 2 plays. It took him 24 seconds to take a 7-0 lead. Keep in mind, Miami must win. Wait 2 weeks, take on Syracuse. The Orange playing in Pittsburgh this afternoon. We'll keep you posted on that one, because the way it works out, it's interesting. Should the Pitt Panthers win their last 3 games, and they're going to play the 3 best teams in the conference, Syracuse, Virginia Tech, and West Virginia, they would win the conference outright, win all tiebreakers, and be the coalition team for the bowl.
Well, Pittsburgh definitely has control of what they need to do to get into the bowl games, but they've got a tough road ahead of them, what you said, those 3 tough ball games.
Here's the kickoff. It's going to be a short kick. Fielded at about the 18-yard line by Stevens. Gets across the 25 to maybe the 26. And that's where the Scarlet Knights will set up. True freshman out of the Pittsburgh area. Another Western Pennsylvania product at quarterback, Mike McMahon. You see his numbers. This is his 5th straight start. He had a couple of very good games, but the last couple of weeks he's made some mistakes, especially in the second half.
Well, both quarterbacks, John, have more interceptions than touchdowns. That's one thing that a freshman can improve on. Mike, a big kid at 6'3", 205 pounds, watched him in warm-up. Hey, has a great strong arm, just needs time to throw the football.
He did bring Rutgers back last week with a couple of second-quarter touchdowns against Wake Forest, but things fell apart as they have all year in the 3rd quarter. There's play action. McMahon rolls. He throws short. It's caught. Near a 1st down, stretching out, diving toward that 1st down marker. Let's check out as Chris Hutton, the tight end, made the catch. Here's the Sam Adams starting lineup. Jackie Crooks. Not much of a rushing game so far this season for the Scarlet Knights. Joe Diggs is the fullback. Ball is at the 35, and they get 10. Here, one of the most emotional players along that line is Pete Donnelly. He tries to get his team fired up. Winding up with a road game. They get 10 on 1st down. It's 1st and 10 from the 35. This is Crooks. He's got 5, maybe 9 before he's dumped downfield. Dwayne Starks, number 23, coming up to get in on that tackle. Set the defense, the Sam Adams defense for Miami. Damian Lewis moving outside to play end this afternoon. He's been playing tackle. Denny Fortney on the other side, and this is a guy, you follow number 44 today, you'll find the football.
Yeah, definitely. Dan Morgan, 70 tackles as a freshman.
They've had a lot of injuries, most recently Dennis Scott went down after the Arkansas State game. The gain was 9, and it's 2nd down and 1. There is Dan Morgan. Watch him. He'll be all over the field. He was one of the young players that they're very excited about here at Miami. 2nd down and short. McMahon's got the 1st down at midfield and down to the 45-yard line before he's banged down. Cliff Jackson on the tackle. It'll be a 1st and 10.
John McMahon did a great job doing. Nobody open. Miami did a nice job. It was a 3-step drop. Wanted to go with the hitch route. Hey, that's something that a junior and senior does. Tuck the football and go north and south. The only thing I would advise him to do is get down a little quicker. Looked like he was going to take a couple pops from the Miami secondary, but a great job. Nice productive play for the Rutgers offense.
Less than 2 minutes in, Miami striking on its 2nd play from scrimmage after taking the opening kickoff. And now the Knights come back. They picked up a couple of 1st downs. Here comes Crooks. He's going to be banged down right at the line of scrimmage. Miami stretching it out, stacking it up. There is number 44 right there. You see Jackson as well, and Popovich coming up to make the play, and nothing for Crooks, no gain.
I think the move with Lewis going outside for the University of Miami is really going to help them at defensive end. He was the man on the end of the line of scrimmage, number 92. Didn't let the offensive Rutgers turn the corner. He's a big, strong kid, 275 pounds. He's only a freshman.
2nd down and 10 coming up for the Scarlet Knights. They'll use 3 receivers and a tight end in this formation. Lone setback is Crooks. Means that Diggs, the fullback, goes out. Definitely a passing formation, and they go to Crooks. Wiggles his way inside the 45 down to about the 43-yard line. He'll get a couple on the play before he's wrestled down. Kenny Fortney, the senior from Rainsboro, Pennsylvania, leading the defense for Miami. It'll be 3rd. About 8. Clock winding down to 12 minutes left in this opening quarter. Final game of the season for Rutgers. Both Miami and Syracuse will have an off week before they meet in that all-important game in 2 weeks from today, right here in the Orange Bowl. Pass in the flat is caught by Holland. He is pushed out of bounds quickly over there by Myers, Leonard Myers. Another freshman getting playing time. Picks up 6 on the play, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. And this is what they've been forced to do a lot. They've been forced to go for it a lot.
Yeah, they're in a position right now. They're a little bit outside of field goal range. That was a nice play on 3rd down. The only reason it didn't succeed, Andy Holland ran out of real estate on the Rutgers sideline. So a big 4th down for Rutgers early in this ball game.
4th down and 2. The Scarlet Knights will go. Play action and out in the flat, wide open, making the catch, and down the sidelines is Crooks, the fullback. Sutton makes the play, but there is Joe Diggs, the fullback who made the catch. A 14-yard pickup and a 1st down. He's a good receiver. He catches more passes than he rushes the football.
Rutgers caught James Sutton, number 43, on the left side of your screen, looking in the backfield a little too long. He wanted to be aggressive on the run. He forgot about the fullback. Diggs, 33, catches the football. Success on 4th down for Rutgers.
And Diggs, that's his 11th reception in the year. He has 1 passing touchdown as well. Time they offset the fullback. Crooks spins down. He goes short of the 20 at about the 21-yard line. He is snowed under. Michael Lawson, number 97 there for Miami, along with James Sutton. Short gain. He did get it down to the 21. 2nd down and 8. Scarlet Knights have been fairly effective when they get down close. They do not try many field goals. That's because they've been behind so much.
I think it's real important what they're doing right now. Miami scores early in the football game on their 1st possession. They're coming right down the field trying to answer.
2nd down and 9. They gave him a yard on the play. Inside, it's Crooks, but he cannot get away. I think that was Morgan who wrestling right at the line of scrimmage. He ran right into Dan Morgan. I told you, follow the football, you'll find Morgan.
Well, Dan Morgan, he has 3 tackles for a loss on the season for -8 yards. He gets another one there. Nice job. He's got a great football sense on defense. In high school, he was a running back, played both ways, but he's found a home at the linebacker position. You see there out of Coral Springs, Florida. Usually, as you said, John, find Dan Morgan and usually find the football.
No gain on that play. It's 3rd down and still 9 for the Scarlet Knights. You'd have to think they'll go to the pass here. They do. Straight drop by McMahon, looking left. Feels some pressure, and down he goes at the 25. Denny Fortney gets the sack, and neither one of these teams have been known for sacking the quarterback.
Yeah, especially number 49, Denny Fortney. He's a senior. You have 16 quarterback hurries on a season. That means you've been close, but having no success finally taking the quarterback to the ground. This time, Denny Fortney with a help and pressure defense up the field. Watch him on the outside, fighting the offensive tackle, gets around him with speed and power, and now he's determined to get to Mike McMahon. A clear shot on him. Nice play by your senior defensive end.
That is the 7th time in the last 3 games that McMahon has been sacked. And again on 4th and 12, the Scarlet Knights have to go for it. McMahon steps up, throws in and out of the hands, and intercepted. Down the sidelines with the interception, racing for a score, and he's not quite going to make it. That ball bounced beautifully into Myers' hands. He had the open field, but they were able to cut it off. A 62-yard interception return, and that was kind of a bad break for Rutgers.
Yeah, Mike did what he had to do, the quarterback for Rutgers, throwing the football down the field, just a tipped pass. But that's what you work on as a defensive secondary. Get the tip pass, make it a big play. The freshman Leonard Myers does that. That's his 2nd interception of the season. But a nice play by the quarterback, stepping up, making a play down the field. The ball should have been caught, but the man on the spot for Miami in the backfield, Leonard Myers, takes it down the Miami sideline, and a big play for their defense.
And that is the way this season has gone for the Scarlet Knights. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. This play is going to be blown dead before it can get going. Edgerrin James, the ball carrier, but the officials will stop it. We mentioned the numbers for Edgerrin James as he moves ever closer to joining the duo. That's a little hard to believe that of all the great football they've had, you've only had a couple of 1,000-yard rushers.
That's true, and Edgerrin James, as he started 7th today, he's already at number 3. The way things are going, he may get that 2nd spot before the day is over.
Back to the 33. It'll be 1st and 15 following the procedure call. So Miami this time will line up in the I formation with Carlo Joseph ahead of Edgerrin James. This is James, and tries the left side. Gets the ball down close to the 30. Not much there for him. Gil Ross, number 19, the free safety, coming up defensively. Ball is spotted at the 32-yard line.
John, as you see on that play, not many people can bring him down individually. Edgerrin James is a big, strong back, 6'1", 220 pounds. When he gets into that secondary, he's going to need some help. Rutgers is getting him down to the ground.
He has had a recurring shoulder injury that tends to slow him down toward the end of games, and that's what's gotten Jackson into the lineup. But Moss with the catch there. Wiggles down to the 20. He's going to be short of the 1st down. Gil Ross made the tackle. Let's check out the starting defense for the Scarlet Knights. Our Sam Adams along that defensive line. Charles Woolridge, he's been dinged up a bit this year, but he is an outstanding player. Of course, Brian Sheridan just leads the conference in tackles. That's all. He's all over the field. This is his final game as a collegiate. And Gil Ross in that secondary, a young secondary. It's a young team. Both teams very young.
Yeah, both teams starting a lot of freshmen and sophomores, but that's what you have to do when you're trying to rebuild and regroup. They're going to be good a few years down the road.
James goes down as he gets inside the 20, falls forward to near the 18, depends on the spot as to whether or not he'll make that 1st down. Aaron Brady defensively for Rutgers. And they're going to give him the 1st down. Well, from the 18-yard line, Miami will continue the drive. They started at the 28, were moved back to the 33 with a penalty. All of that coming after the pass deflection. The pass was dropped and intercepted. So now Clement, who's been throwing less and enjoying life more with the strong running game. Again, hands to James, trying to pick a spot and can't do it. You saw the first man to greet him was Brian Sheridan, a young man out of Union, New Jersey. Sheridan missed all of last year, but he has come back strong for his senior season.
That was a nice play and a nice positioning by your middle linebacker, Brian Sheridan. He was on the outside, forced Edgerrin inside. Take a look right here. He comes to the hole, forces Edgerrin inside, and then was very aggressive and determined to take him down behind the line of scrimmage. Edgerrin did get a couple yards, but a nice aggressive play by Rutgers and Brian Sheridan.
Well, he had help out there. Riley Jefferson, part of that 8-man front. Puts a lot of pressure on your guys in the secondary. You put that many people up close. It's a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. 7-0. Miami has the lead. Clement looking to throw for the 1st time. Feels pressure, gets the pass off. James makes the catch, and he goes down right along the line of scrimmage. Sheridan was all over him there, but you saw Woolridge was pressuring the quarterback and nobody was open.
Well, John, you said a play before, a lot of pressure on your secondary when you bring pressure up front with 8 guys. Well, Stevens and Gil Ross and guys Jefferson in the backfield for Rutgers, they did a great job covering. There's nowhere to throw the football. Finally, Ryan tries to dump the football down low to his back, Edgerrin James, but Rutgers there, perfect position by the defense. That was great execution on team defense by Rutgers.
So he lost that yard they had gained on the previous carry. Makes it 3rd down and 10. 6:22 remaining. We're in the first quarter from the Orange Bowl in Miami. Looking long, and the catch is made down at the 5-yard line. That's the tight end Franks. Jefferson on him defensively, but Miami has done a better job of integrating its tight ends into this passing attack of late.
Well, you should. You've got a 6'6" tight end. He's 240 pounds, and he's only a freshman as well. Daniel Franks goes down the field, just a huge target for Ryan Clement. They bring the fullback shallow. They want to go the tight end over the top. Jefferson a little late coming on coverage. Nice play for Miami. They get the football inside the 5-yard line.
It'll be 1st and goal. Franks making his 17th reception of the season. Here are his numbers coming in. He gets him the 1st down. Out of the I formation, James looking for another touchdown, cuts it outside and powers his way into the end zone as the flag comes down. But James picks up another touchdown. That'll be his 13th of the season. He leads the Big East in touchdowns scored. Let's check the flag. And it's going to wipe out his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
Looked like they were going to call that on the wide receiver blocking downfield, 87, Reggie Wayne. He was the only Hurricane in the end zone ahead of Edgerrin James.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat the down.
It'll be marched back outside the 10-yard line, where it will be 2nd down.
I think if you're the Miami coaches, you're going to live with that one because the receivers have been more aggressive down the field. And you see Butch Davis on the sideline. Let's see if we can pick this up to the right side, John. It looked like Reggie Wayne was in the end zone. He comes back to try to get a block right there. See his right arm's extended. He's dragging the defender down from Rutgers. Definitely a holding call and a nice play by the officials.
And it was the official in the back of the end zone who
right.
made the call. Had the play right in front of him, so it's 1st down. Goal to go. They go to the tight end touchdown. Daniel Franks into the end zone for the score. That's his 3rd touchdown of the season, and Clement gets the job done following the penalty.
Nice pitch and catch by the Miami Hurricanes. Brian Sheridan, the linebacker for Rutgers, that time he was being a little too aggressive, looking in the backfield. No one covers Daniel Franks. He was virtually uncovered. No one within 5 yards of the big tight end. You see right there, that's a quarterback's dream, John. You just want to lay it up, and hopefully he can catch it. Daniel Franks does for his 3rd touchdown of the season.
Extra point attempt, the 2nd of the first quarter for Miami. It is up and good. So Miami goes by the run, they go by the pass, and they take a 14-0 lead. Rutgers will be receiving another kickoff when we come back to the Orange Bowl with more Big East football. Miami has run 9 offensive plays from scrimmage. They have scored 2 touchdowns, and Franks was alone in the end zone.
John, we've talked about getting the tight end more involved. Take a look right off the line of scrimmage. The linebacker doesn't get a hand on him, Sheridan. That allows Daniel Franks to get into the end zone. Just an easy throw for Ryan Clement, a big confidence booster, and you can't miss a 6'6" target. You get a scoring play, a scoring drive of 7 plays and 28 yards, all culminating with Franks' touchdown. So Miami starting this football game off with a lot of confidence to go into 2 weeks from now against Syracuse.
See Reggie Stevens, number 9, back deep to receive. Jermaine Robinson is the Scarlet Knight on the left of your picture. Gidion's kick is coming back to inside the 5-yard line from about the 2. It'll be Stevens. Takes a solid hit as he gets to the 20-yard line. He was met head on that time. That was Nelson Rodriguez, number 57. Let's check in with Frank Ford along the sideline. Frank.
Well, as the Hurricanes get back on defense, number 22, Leonard Myers, with his interception on the last series. That is only Miami's 5th of the season, so they avoid tying the school record. The school record for season low interceptions, 4 back in 1975. They've had a lack of turnovers created on defense, but they got one in Rutgers' first possession, and they avoid that low record. John?
You want to avoid all those bad records you can.
You definitely do. And Rutgers, they need to answer right now to avoid going undefeated in the wrong direction. They really need to answer offensively right now.
pretty good drive the first time up and then fizzled out when they got close. This is Crooks spinning away from one tackler and gets outside the 25 near the 26-yard line before he's snowed under. You can see that Dan Morgan, number 44, is right there defensively, along with Michael Lawson, number 97.
Credit 66 on the offensive line for Rutgers. Sean O'Hara, he was coming outside, pulling in front of Crooks. Did a nice job allowing Crooks to turn the corner. More play of that. If they can get a good balance today, that'll be huge against this Miami defense.
Counting down to 5 minutes left in the opening quarter, Miami has scored on an 80-yard touchdown run and a 10-yard touchdown pass. Slipping down as he crosses the line of scrimmage is Crooks. He'll pick up one, maybe two. He went down, slipped, although they had the heavy rain here yesterday, John. The field is in great shape.
John, we were on the field before the game started during warm-ups, and it really looked fine. It really dried out. You said it's been raining for 24 hours yesterday, pretty much all day and night, and now today a beautiful day to play a football game. Rutgers third down, it's crucial they convert here. They're only 25% coming into this ball game on third down conversions.
So they ran 11 plays, covered 63 yards on their opening drive before the deflected pass and the interception turned that around. Third and short, McMahon looking, and throws downfield incomplete. It was intended for the tight end Billy Woodard. And there has been a tendency by Mike McMahon to throw across his body in those situations when he's running away from some pressure.
Yeah, and anytime you have more interceptions and touchdowns, you throw into crowd as well. Eugene Ridgely and Dan Morgan had perfect coverage on Billy Woodward, the backup tight end. Nice job by Miami's defense on third down.
But as part of the learning process for a freshman quarterback, he's going to make his mistakes. There is Slovan, the all-time leading kicker in Rutgers school history, at a 77-yarder last week. And of course, the way the Knights have gone offensively, he's done a lot of kicking. He gets this one off, a good kick. Starks will take it at the 29-yard line. Starts back up the middle, across the 45, and down he goes at the 50-yard line. Omar Roll gets him as he gets to midfield. Dak Strohmeyer also on the special teams. Miami will have its third possession of the first quarter when we come back to the Orange Bowl with our Big East Football Conference Game of the Week.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we thought Miami would have its third offensive possession of the first quarter when we came back, but that's not the case because of a holding call. And the holding call is going to continue the Rutgers Scarlet Knights drive. I'm going to check out the defensive play of Dan Morgan on the third down play. Let's see how he did against the tight end. He was all over him.
Well, we talk about a lot of young people on both sides of the football. Dan Morgan, watch his awareness of the tight end. He's got his eyes focused on the quarterback right now, knows it's pass. He looks up the tight end right now, gets a hand on him, along with some help from your free safety, Eugene Ridgely. They have bracket coverage on the tight end, Woodard. Perfect job by the Miami defensive players.
But as we said, the holding call against Miami on the ensuing punt gives the Scarlet Knights another chance at the 37-yard line. It'll be first down and 10. McMahon after the play fake. This one is in the air and incomplete. Again intended for the tight end downfield that time. Myers was there on the coverage, but it was intended for Walter King, one of the wide receivers. McMahon now a word with the referee. It'll be second and 10.
I'd take a look for Rutgers offense to come back to that offensive play. He had his tight end, Chris Hutton, going right down the middle of the field, but really locked in on the outside to Walter King. Great coverage on the corner by Miami secondary. You see, again, number 22, Leonard Myers in the right place. Good positioning by the cornerback.
McMahon completed his first three. He has missed his last three, and one of them was picked off. Second down 10. Ball at the 37-yard line. The quick pass is complete in the flat to King. He's wrestled down as he gets to the 45 by Nick Ward, a sophomore out of Dallas, Texas. McMahon taking the starting job for the Scarlet Knights 4 games ago, and there are his numbers. He started very strong, had some huge offensive numbers, and then has tailed off a bit the last couple of weeks.
Well, John, you can tell as Mike matures and gets into this position as a starting quarterback for Rutgers, he's got the arm strength, he's got great size, and he's getting valuable experience. Hey, why not start your freshman? You're 0-10. You have to get back into next season and prepare for what's ahead for this young man.
First down is picked up as he goes down at the 49-yard line. Morgan making the first hit that time on Gary Fauntleroy. Fauntleroy, one of the backup fullbacks. They went to a 2 fullback formation that time and tried to power for the first down. Looks like they got it.
Yeah, nice surge by the offensive line. You see number 44, Dan Morgan, trying to come up and get involved, and that's what he does, but only after the Rutgers offense gets the first down.
Scarlet Knights have it at their own 48-yard line. First down and 10. Down by 2 touchdowns already. Fauntleroy again over the right side, and he powers his way inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Cliff Jackson, number 49, made the tackle for Miami.
John Fauntleroy showing you some speed and some burst getting through that offensive line for Rutgers. Up front, Rutgers doing a nice job right now. The last couple of plays really have taken charge and won the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and a long 2. We have 2.5 minutes to be played here in the first quarter on a gorgeous mid-November Saturday in South Florida. And again, they go out of the power backfield with 2 fullbacks. Fauntleroy squeezing close to the first down. He gets near the 41-yard line. If he did get to the 41, it will be enough for the first down. Also from the Big East, you can see that Syracuse has jumped ahead of the Pittsburgh Panthers, but they missed the extra point, leading 6-0 over the Panthers. We'll see if that extra point comes back to haunt them. And I guarantee you, the weather in Pittsburgh is not anything like it is here today.
No, I think we picked the right game and the right spot to be, John. Last week, Miami, a field goal or an extra point ended up hurting them coming back against Virginia Tech. So let's see if that does the same thing in the Pitt game.
And of course, when they did battle back, they wound up going for 2 because they had to and came up 2 points short. Play action. McMahon now runs away from some pressure. Throws on the run. It's knocked down. I think Morgan got his hand on it. The pressure came from Denny Fortney. It's an incomplete pass.
John, most of the time when young quarterbacks scramble and try to buy time, the most often mistake that they make is throwing across their body when they're traveling to the right side, trying to get the football and fit it into a tight spot going across their body. Take a look right here. Mike McMahon, he's going to escape the pocket, try to create something positive, but right now he throws across his body. Usually you can't get enough on the football. Your mind thinks you have enough room, but physically and ability-wise, you just can't get the ball there.
Well, it also shows you that he wants to make every play he possibly can. 2nd and 10. This time a short drop, looking right, 10 just overthrown, incomplete. That was King again. Ward was with him. He had maybe a half a step on the defender, and the ball was just a little bit long. Third down and 10.
Jeffrey Taylor came right out of that linebacking core for the University of Miami and really laid a hit on Mike McMahon, but this was a nice throw. Really, Walter King needs to make himself a little bit bigger. He went away from the football. You have to go up and get that football. That was nice positioning by the quarterback, but when you stand in that pocket a little longer, you're going to pay for that. Sometimes it's a little bit easier getting up when it's complete.
So Miami using the blitz that time to put some pressure on McMahon. He had that quick drop, the short drop called on the play. The pass incomplete. Here's a quarterback draw. McMahon at the 35, the 30. He's got a first down as he spins his way down, still on his feet, fights his way to the 25-yard line. Pretty good effort. McMahon doesn't hesitate that time. I'm not sure whether it was a design quarterback draw or not, but he went quickly. Ridgely had to bring him down.
Nice call by the offensive coordinator for Rutgers. Did a nice job of securing the middle. Miami's in a man coverage defense. Everybody looking at the receivers. He lets his quarterback, Mike McMahon, lead the way up the field. Ben French did a nice job, 74, out in front of Rutgers and Mike McMahon. Nice call by the Rutgers offense.
It is a first down just short of the 25-yard line. The drive continues. It was spurred on by the holding call against Miami on a 4th down punt. Crooks dragging that leg away from a defender, moves inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line. It's been a pretty good drive for Rutgers so far.
Well, Rutgers has had a couple nice drives in this ball game, only to be, again, turn the football over. That's been what's happening to this offense. They've stalled because of their own mistakes, mentally and physically, but right now they're taking it to the Miami offense, and Miami's defense credit, running the football against Miami has where opposing offenses, they've been successful doing that.
We're in the final minute. You see the number of offensive plays. Rutgers has dominated that side of the statistics so far. On the sweep, Fauntleroy, first down. He's going to be close. as he is banged down right about the 16-yard line, which is the point he had to make. Sent Hurt, number 93, coming up defensively for Miami. And we'll check the spot and see if they have to measure. And I think they will. To bring in the change. This one looks very close. We're in the final 30 seconds. A couple of quick touchdowns for Miami. An 80-yard touchdown run by Edgerrin James, and then a 10-yard touchdown pass. Made it 14-0. Looked like Miami would get the football back again, but a holding call on a punt kept the drive alive, and that is inches or inch short. You get much closer than that. A couple of links of the chain. It'll be third down. The interesting thing about this drive is they have had more success running the football than maybe we've seen all year.
And we thought they'd come out throwing the football against Miami, but as I mentioned, Miami's defense, if they can have one thing that they've done probably that they'd like to improve on, is their run defense. They've been being run upon by opposing offenses all year, and that's right now. They have to stand up with their backs towards the goal line. They have to stand up and stop Rutgers right here on a third down and short.
Well, they have. You're right. They've been giving up over 200 yards a game on the ground. Third and about an inch. McMahon decided to go back in. Now he's going to help the officials by making the spot.
That's in the call.
Looked for a minute like he might get behind and push, didn't it?
If all else fails, you do, and it looks like he just did get enough for a first down.
Jackson made the tackle, leading the defense for Miami, and he does have the first down.
There wasn't a lot of room, John, in the middle of that football field. Miami did a nice job. The surge of the Rutgers offense didn't create a seam, but there was a lot of white bodies going forward. All they needed was an inch, and they got a yard.
15th play on this drive for Coach Terry Shea. Crooks tripped up as he crosses the 15 down to about the 12, and it's Morgan once again in there. Hurt also defensively for Miami. And that is going to be the end of the first quarter. Miami scoring twice, a 14-0 lead, but Rutgers will try to continue this drive with play number 16 when we come back with the second quarter from the Orange Bowl in Miami on our Big East Football Network Game of the Week. An excellent drive at this point as we get ready to start the second quarter for Mike McMahon and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, and what a freshman year he's had.
He really has had a lot of success as a freshman. You see 1,111 yards starting the game. He's at 1,149 right now, but doing a nice job of just moving the football down the field, not making many mistakes. And as you said, John, they're running the football a little bit more effectively. That's always going to add to your numbers as a quarterback. If you can run the football, control the football, and determine where you're going to do with the football, that you're going to have success.
And in this formation, the fullback, you see the red zone numbers, was the only one in the backfield. Now they switched the formation, split the backs. Second down and 8. Time of possession being dominated by Rutgers. The pass is incomplete. Diving for it near the 12-yard line was the fullback Diggs, and on top of him was James Sutton, number 43.
Well, Sutton was burned earlier on a third down play by Diggs. The same play, they ran out of room this time. Diggs going to the flat, but James Sutton learned from his mistake, his first mistake, earlier on an earlier possession.
It becomes 3rd and 8. You can see that Diggs, who wears glasses while he plays, goes off. Vanderburg, the senior, was the man in motion, and that pass thrown before the receiver could even turn, intended for Steve Harper, number 82, but that one whizzed by him before he saw it.
Yeah, I think there's a little contact. Stevie Harper trying to get off the line of scrimmage. Mike McMahon knew there's a clock in your head as a quarterback. You hit your 5th step, you want to get rid of the football, and he threw a nice ball, but as you said, he wasn't ready to catch it. I think there was a collision at the line of scrimmage. Harper didn't get off the collision as fast as he would like, and that ended up being an incomplete pass.
So McDonald is on to attempt just his 4th field goal of the year. The only one that he made was a 32-yarder. Mike Jones will hold. Jack McKiernan, one of the team captains, will snap it. It's a 30-yard field goal attempt. It's down. The kick is up, and he hooked it to the left. Well, you can see the problem. Maybe that's why they don't try many field goals.
That's right, but it's really a problem when you come in, you go down twice, and you don't get any points. The first time you throw an interception, and now you miss a little field goal, that hurts a team that's 0-10.
It keeps the score 14-0. We have just started the second quarter of play from the Orange Bowl. We'll be back. Miami will have the football when we return.
Back at the Orange Bowl down on the field, John Sanders mentioned Joe Diggs and how he wears glasses. Certainly one of the very few, a handful of players who do that at any level of football. He says he just prefers glasses over contacts, and he's a big Eric Dickerson fan. And you remember Eric used to wear the goggles, and that's why Joe Diggs does as well. John?
He has the entire time that he's been at Rutgers, winding up his playing career with this game this afternoon. He likes the way they look.
I tell you, some guys suit him and some guys don't. And I tell you what, he's one that does.
First and 10 at the 20. Scarlet Knights had the ball for 6 minutes, 15 seconds, ran 18 plays, and have nothing to show for it. Still 14-0 Miami. As the Canes take over, this is just their third possession of the ball game. They scored the first 2 times they had it. Once from their own 20-yard line, and the second time from the 28 after an interception. Clement steps up in the pocket, feels some pressure, and the pass is caught at the 45. They're going to chase him down at midfield. Williams tracking him down, but Reggie Wayne, who has had a terrific freshman season, makes the catch and picks up 32.
Well, we've talked about freshmen on the defensive side. Now let's talk about a wide receiver who's also a freshman, Reggie Wayne. 35 catches for 466 yards. Ryan Clement, credit him. He did a great job of stepping up into the pocket. Watch here. He'll feel pressure after the play action. Right there, that little subtle move buys him enough time to deliver the football over the middle, and Reggie Wayne, a crisp route across the middle of the field. A nice play by a freshman wide receiver.
Kevin Williams had to track him down. The ball is just inside the 48-yard line. This is Jackson with some moves on the outside, but they're going to run him down right at the line of scrimmage. He tried to stretch it out, look for a spot to get through, could not find it, so Jackson is stretched out, no gain.
Yeah, you see James Jackson getting his first touch of the game today. You'll see him periodically through the game. They'll like to play both these guys, Edgerrin James and James Jackson. He gives you a little bit more speed through the line of scrimmage, but both of these guys, great and talented running backs for Miami.
Clement so far is 5 out of 6, 1 touchdown, 68 yards passing as he continues to climb the charts, winding up his collegiate career this season. Straight drop, he dumps it in the flat to Jackson at the 45, the 40, puts a move on and gets inside the 30. Ridden down by Sheridan from behind. It'll be a first down for Miami as he moves the chains down to about the 27-yard line.
Nice play, nice pitch and catch by Ryan Clement that time. He wanted to go down the field to Andre King. Didn't like what he saw, just dumped the football in the flat to James Jackson, but Andre King doesn't give up there. Watch in front of James Jackson. Great downfield blocking by the University of Miami right there. Number 31, Andre King, springs Jackson for another 5 or 7 yards. That's what good teams do, and right now Miami's playing good football.
They have marched the football down to the 27 from their own 20. Clock continues to roll. We're in the second quarter, and falling down is Jackson as he gets to the 25-yard line. He falls after a gain of a couple. It'll be second down and 8.
John, I think the hole was too big. He was surprised that time. James Jackson didn't know what to do. He actually got through the hole and then fell down, just tripped over his own feet. But look for them to come back. There's been big creases off the left side provided by this Miami offensive line.
Split out to the right side is Santana Moss. He is a freshman who's getting a lot more playing time as this season goes along. This young team certainly developing the way the coaching staff hoped that it would. Jackson sheds the tackler, gets to the 20, and then is ridden down. Jackson to the 20 and teaming up Aaron Brady and Brian Sheridan, the 2 linebackers. Giving 5 on the play, it'll be 3rd and 3.
They go off the left side again. Freeman Brown, number 78, he's in at left tackle, does a nice job along with the backup fullback, Nick Williams, providing nice blocking down the field. James Jackson, they credit him with a little bit more speed, but he has a little power too. These Miami backs really know how to run the football north and south.
3rd down and 3. Fulcher, the tight end, was the motion man. It's Jackson looking for the first as he cuts it back, and then he's spun down near the first down territory. Brady once again up defensively, number 11. The right inside linebacker making the tackle, and this one's going to be pretty close.
Aaron Brady made a nice play coming over from that linebacker position. 79 total tackles. He shows some speed out of the Rutgers linebacking core. See him in the middle of the football field. He'll read it and scrape right down the line of scrimmage. A nice job just containing the back Jackson for Miami.
It'll be 4th down and about 1. Miami will go for it. Put Jones to the left side, operate out of a 2 tight end formation, and this may change the plans here.
It sure will.
In a little bit of a hurry on the right side of that offensive line.
Dead ball. False start. On the offense, 5-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Repeat the down.
And that will bring Andy Crossland on the field for the field goal attempt as it moved back to the 23. So this will be a 30-yarder. Rutgers missed a 30-yarder on its last attempt. Crossland 8 of 11 this year. Has kicked a long of 50. His kick is up and it's through. He gets the field goal to add to the Miami lead. The Hurricanes have scored on each of their first 3 possessions this afternoon, and right now they have opened it up by 17 over the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Stay with us. We'll be back. Rutgers has controlled the football, but Miami owns the scoreboard in the Orange Bowl. It's 17-0. Rutgers back to receive the kickoff. As I mentioned, they have controlled the game in terms of plays run, but McMahon has cooled off. He started by hitting his first 3, then has gone 1 of 8. Let's check some other scores. Now Syracuse leading 12-0 over the Pitt Panthers in Pittsburgh. They went for a 2-point conversion after their 2nd touchdown. That game is still in the first quarter, and Florida State putting it on Wake Forest in the first quarter. Wake, of course, had bowl hopes. Those are probably going to go down the drain this afternoon. Ohio State has the early lead over Illinois. And Purdue, number 20, leading Penn State. The Lions trying to rebound from that loss to Michigan. Crooks and Jermaine Robinson will be deep to receive the Crossland kickoff after Andy kicked a 40-yard field goal. Robinson at the 1-yard line. Tripped up short of the 15-yard line. Excellent defensive coverage on that kickoff unit. With Santana Moss down on the special teams, so he's doing a little bit of everything.
He can play special teams. That's where he broke in with the University of Miami. He does a nice job getting down. He's first man down for that Canes on the special teams.
So short of the 15-yard line is where the Knights will have it. Their own 14-yard line. Let's see what McMahon can do. We're at the Orange Bowl in Miami on a beautiful mid-November Saturday. I'm John Sanders along with John Congemi. And Frank Fort is down on the field as well. We'll get to Frank shortly because we do have a couple of injury updates to get to you. Glad you could join us. Oh, what a great day, huh? Diving out across the 15 near the 17-yard line. And again, Rutgers staying on the ground. That's Jackie Crooks, who has done most of the rushing work for Rutgers during the course of this season.
Crooks only 3 touchdowns and 636 yards on the season, but they're running the football more effectively. You'll see more of Crooks, and now actually Joe Diggs out of the backfield trying to contribute with the pass game, but they're going to have to come back to that pass game now. They're down 17 points and with 11 minutes left to go before halftime.
Got it out across the 15 to the 17. Makes it 2nd down and 7 following the gain of 3. Crooks trying to get away from a defender, got across the 20-yard line before he is dragged down, and let's take it down to the sideline and Frank Fort.
Billy Tulloch, the freshman defensive end for Rutgers, has the shoulder pads and jersey off. He has a sprained right shoulder. They'll evaluate him at halftime and see about the second half. John?
All right, thank you very much. It's 3rd and short yardage now for the Scarlet Knights, who've not had a 3-and-out so far. They've been able to move the football on Miami.
They really have. They've done a nice mix of run and pass. The only thing is when they get down in the scoring zone, they've given the football up or missed a field goal.
17-0. Miami's had the ball 3 times. They've scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal. 3rd down play. The quick pass is knocked away. Incomplete. Went for it, but Hips is the guy that got his hand up, got the deflection, and for the first time, the Knights 3-and-out.
Talk about another freshman, John, Quincy Hips. He has big size at 6'4", 255 pounds. They want to put some more weight on him in the wintertime, but right now you see his athletic ability, timing the pass, getting a big left hand up, and doing a nice job on that defensive front for the Miami. The young players are doing a great job on both sides of the football for Miami right now.
Slovan will kick into the wind here. Wind that is blowing from the right to the left. Starks is the lone punt returner. He'll come to the near side, fielded at the 43-yard line, and winds up at about the 42-yard line. Crawford, number 2, defensively.
36 yards.
A 36-yard punt, no return. Will be spotted at the Miami 42, and the Hurricanes, again with good field position. Twice they've started at their own 20. They had the ball on their second possession at the 28 of Rutgers following the interception and the 62-yard return. This time Miami will go from its own 41. 9:57 to play. We're in the first half. Santana Moss in motion. Here comes James. 45, 50. Dances down the sideline. He's got a first down all the way down to the 44-yard line. Kind of sneaky fast, isn't he?
He sure is. He's big. He's got great size at 220 pounds, but he can get the corner. The motion man, Santana Moss, delivered a great crackback block to get him the corner, and then Carlo Joseph out in front, the fullback, does a nice job. But Edgerrin James, you can't say enough. He runs terrific through the tackles, but when he goes outside, he gets into the open field, he really has a lot of speed to go with that size and power.
And that puts him over 100 yards and gives him his 1,000 for the season. He now has 103 yards in this game. He's got the football again, following his blockers, and there he goes. Finally rammed out of bounds by Aaron Brady, but again, once he turns that corner, he turns it on.
Just when you think you've stopped him or cornered him, he accelerates on the outside. Looks like there's a penalty and a hold coming back against Miami, but just another show of brilliance on the outside by Edgerrin James.
Well, you'll recall the Temple game 3 weeks ago when they threw that little pass in the flat to Edgerrin James, and it looked like about 4 guys were going to knock him out of bounds. The next thing you knew, he was in the end zone.
Exactly. Right here, the same thing. James goes off right tackle. Looks like a very harmless play, but he does a great thing. He stops, stutters, and then goes outside, and he can accelerate outside.
Now,
Brown is going to come in to replace Kevin Blaze as the right tackle following that holding call.
Yeah, let's take a look if we can see the hold on the outside. Looks like right there's a whole handful of Brian Sheridan's shirt going down towards the ground, and I can't get the Miami number, but that definitely was the holding call.
It'll be first down and long, about 19 to go. Play action. Now Clement steps up, buying a little time as he rolls, and now he's going to run the football. Wrapped up as he gets down to about the 47-yard line. Ben Martin was there, along with Charles Woolridge defensively for the Scarlet Knights. He spotted at the 47, gain of 3.
Well, John, that time the Rutgers defense really getting pressure on Ryan Clement and forcing him to the sidelines. Ryan's usually been buying some time, stepping up into the pocket. That time they forced him to the sideline, and really there was no play to be made out there.
It'll be second down and about 13 yards to go here. Right now we have the clock stopped as a Miami player comes off the field. That's Ty Wise, who had to come off, the backup center for Miami. He took over a couple of weeks ago when Wayner was down with an injury. But you can see Mike Wayner, number 68, is back in there. Second down, 13, 17-0 Hurricanes. Bursting up the middle, back to the 40-yard line comes Edgerrin James. It's going to be about 6 yards from a first down with a third down play coming up.
John, that's what you'd like to do after a penalty. You'd like to get some positive yardage back, and that's what Edgerrin James allows you to do. Get some positive yardage, run north and south, and get yourself into a third down conversion, somewhere where you can make a 7 or 8 yard third down conversion, and that's exactly what Miami did.
James has one more touchdown today, and another one called back. But Miami scored anyway on that possession. Third down play for the Hurricanes. Clement with a straight drop, dumps it out to James. 35, 30, he's got the first down, and he steps out of bounds. At about the 27-yard line, he is bumped out of bounds. is very effective whether you hand it to him or throw it to him. Martin ran him out.
Yeah, it's really a long handoff, John. Ryan Clement showing some poise and patience in the pocket. Nothing happening downfield. Let me get it to my best player on offense. He's all alone on the outside. Does a nice job securing the football and then going out and knowing what he needs to get for the first down. Didn't try to make a bigger play than what was there. Took what was there. First down, Canes.
I mentioned the nagging shoulder problem that he's had, but he went through basically the full week of work. They did hold him out of some of the heavy contact drills. He said that during the offseason he's going to work on the weights to build up that shoulder so he doesn't have that problem next year. 17-0 Miami. You see Clement 7 out of 8 and hits his man inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. He went to Andre King. Williams defensively for Rutgers, but it's another Miami first down.
Nothing you can do on defense. This is good position by Williams on the outside, but just a quick slant. He beats the defender to the spot. That's what you want to do on a quick slant, and it helps when you have a throw that splits the 3 and the 1 right in the chest. Nice pitch and catch by the offensive Miami. There's really nothing you can do. Kevin Williams, nice tackle, but only after a positive play by the Canes.
And this time Jones and Wayne will be split to the right side on a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. That's Jones, the motion man, but it's James following Joseph out in front trying to lead the way. Gets the corner and dives down. Let's see where they spot him out of bounds. Inside the 10, maybe the 9-yard line. Let's go down to Frank Fort along the sideline.
Standing right and back at number 64, Ty Wise, the starting right guard for Miami. Got a bad stinger in the right shoulder, and they are checking him out, but for now he is out of the game.
James now with 9 carries for 118 yards, and Wise will put himself back together. The ball is inside the 10. 2nd down and a long 4, if you want to look at it that way. 17-0 Miami leads. We are midway through quarter number 2 at the Orange Bowl. James tries the right side, then lowers his head and hits the deck as he gets to about the 7. Williams there defensively. Sheridan also around the football over there.
It's a big play by the defense of Rutgers. Kevin Williams gave up the quick slant, but watch him come up here and attack Edgerrin James. Does a nice job just squaring up, and hey, he's going to lower your shoulder. I'm going to lower mine and try to deliver a blow too. Nice job by Rutgers on defense.
Football is at the 8, which will make it 3rd down and about 3. They have to get to the 5 for the first down. This time they will send Darrell Jones wide left, operate out of the I. With the tight end Fulcher in motion. Clement's pass is caught. A flag is down. He went to the fullback out of the backfield, Carlo Joseph, that time, but let's wait and see what the penalty is.
It looked like a hold on the inside, John, by the offensive interior line of Miami.
Well, penalties have hurt the Canes. They have been the most penalized team in the conference. Rutgers has been the least penalized teams, although last week Rutgers committed a rash of penalties, the most they've had all year long, and that lost to Wake Forest.
Holding.
Is right. It is
Offense. Penalty.
Second one that they've had on this drive.
Yeah, and it's been crucial. Last week against Virginia Tech, 11 penalties for over 100 yards, and today it seems like just when they get rolling, they've only been stopped by penalties. You see right in the middle of your football screen, look like number 72, Carlos Cajellas, in the middle. Really didn't need the hold. The ball was gone. The play was over if you're an offensive lineman, but a mistake, another mistake by the interior line of Miami.
That's going to make it 3rd down and about 18 yards to go. And there's the penalty difference all on the Miami side so far. The ball is back at the 23-yard line. Clement started looking right. Now he comes back over the middle, incomplete. Intended that time for Mondrell Fulcher. Ross on the coverage.
4th down and 18.
It'll be 4th down and 18. And once again, Crossland will come on.
Nice pressure by Charles Woolridge, number 87 for Rutgers. Did a nice job getting in the face of the quarterback. Ryan wanted to hold that ball a little longer and maybe deliver it higher. Was rushed on his throw. Good play on 3rd down.
This will be the second 40-yard field goal attempt of the afternoon. Crossland was good on his first. He's 9 of 12 on the season. Trying to make it 10 of 13. The kick is up. It's got enough length, and it is good. Well, once again, Miami scores. They've scored every time they have the football. 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals with 6:36 remaining to be played before halftime. It's now Miami 20. The Scarlet Knights of Rutgers nothing. Stay with us. We're coming back to South Florida with more after this.
The Miami Dolphins are on the move, and it's time for Dolphins everywhere to unite. What better way to share in the excitement than by joining the official Miami Dolphin Club? Membership levels are designed for every fan. First, the Kids Club offers younger fans a chance to feel a part of the excitement. Then, there's the Aqua and Orange levels, offering an assortment of great gifts specially designed for the avid Dolphin. Finally, the family level lets the whole family enjoy the benefits of being a member. It's time to unite and share in the excitement. Join the Dolphin Club today.
Year in and year out, it's been proven that big-time players and teams come from the elite Big East Conference. Welcome to the future. Today's Miami Hurricane basketball is big-time Big East basketball at its best. Come see stars like All-American candidate Tim James and his teammates take on the best of the Big East. All at the Miami Arena, all for one low price. Miami Hurricane basketball, big-time Big East basketball. Call 1-800-GO-CANES for tickets. Where are you going to be?
Many children in Florida are in thin ice these days, the victims of abuse and neglect. The Children's Home Society of Florida is helping thousands of children by providing support, safe shelter, and family counseling. As the largest statewide not-for-profit children's service organization, the Children's Home Society has been helping Florida's children since 1902. Help support a child. The Children's Home Society is currently building the House of Promise. Call today for information on how you can join the winning team.
Miami with his second 40-yard field goal by that young man, Andy Crossland. He will kick off 20-0. Let's check out our Gulf scoring drive, and it is a long drive despite a couple of holding calls that eventually caused the field goal attempt.
Yeah, Miami's done a great job when they've gotten in. They've cashed in on every attempt, every possession they've had. You know, and they've eaten up some time on the clock as well, 3 minutes and 21 seconds. But they've done a nice job converting when they've had the opportunity. That's the difference in the game. Rutgers have had opportunities. They just not have put it in the end zone.
How's this for a great day in South Florida, huh?
This is kind of normal.
Wow.
I tell you, this is nice down here in South Florida. Yesterday, it rained pretty good, but today you've got a gorgeous afternoon.
Crossland kicking to Stevens and Robinson for the Scarlet Knights, who have still controlled the time of possession. It'll be Robinson backpedaling into his own end zone and starts out. A little bit of a seam as he gets to the 20, breaks away at the 25, and they ride him down across the 35-yard line. So a good return out of the end zone. Let's take it down the sidelines now, and Frank Ford.
Here with Alex Fernandez of the Florida Marlins. Of course, you had the rotator cuff surgery. How you feeling?
Pretty good, Frank. I feel really good. I feel that I'm progressing. There's a lot of progress going, so I feel great about it.
You're being honored here by the school you attended for a year at halftime for the World Series championship. Nice that they remember, even though you were there for a short time.
Very appreciative, very honored by it, and I'm sure CJ feels the same way.
It's going to be tough next year without some guys. You're going to lose probably a few more.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's something that I don't even care if we're talking about it right now. I'll be honest with you.
Well, we have no control over it, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Get well soon. We want to see you back out.
Thank you very much, Frank.
Alex Fernandez. John?
That is Morgan greeting Crooks right at the line of scrimmage. Excuse me, Fauntleroy carried that time. No gain at all as he went down in a heap in a hurry.
Butch Davis loves impact players. Well, you want to hear some impact? Here's one right here. Whack. Just a great job by Dan Morgan in the backfield. He has 3 tackles for loss on the season. Make that 4. Does a nice job just using power and speed. He's a great athlete, and he's got great instincts on the defensive side of the football. Just does a good job of running sideline to sideline and being a tough, aggressive player for that Canes defense.
And right now they are using Fauntleroy and Jermaine Robinson in that backfield. There's the play fake to Robinson. McMahon in trouble. Dances away, throws, complete. They'll lose a yard. Yep, it's Morgan again. Finally went to the back out of the backfield. Jermaine Robinson, but they'll lose a yard.
Yeah, Dan Morgan again on the stop for the Canes, but credit the guys up front. They did a great job of pressuring Mike McMahon into a bad situation. You'll see Chad Pegues, number 94. You see 99, Denny Fortney come into the picture. You see 97, Michael Lawson. They do a great job of forcing McMahon out of the pocket, really nowhere to run. You see Matt Sweeney at the end, but it all comes back to Dan Morgan. 9 tackles on today. 5 of those are solos, so he's just adding to his total for the season.
Rutgers 3 of 8 on 3rd down, looking at 3rd down and 10. And that timeout has been called, so McMahon will talk to his head coach, and we'll have more football coming up with just over 5 minutes left in the opening half from the Orange Bowl.
AutoNation USA presents Sunday Morning NFL, the most comprehensive coverage of Florida's 3 NFL franchises on Sports Channel's Sunday Morning Playbook. Get a complete preview of the day's matchups.
Like the Dolphins, the Tampa Bay Bucs are hot. Really hot.
What does Buffalo have to do to beat Miami?
Jacksonville in the driver's seat for the playoffs.
Tune to AutoNation USA presents Sunday Morning NFL on Sports Channel every Sunday at 10 a.m. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports.
1997 was a season to remember, full of game-winning hits and magical performances. Now's your chance to be here in 1998 for another season of Marlins memory. That's right, Marlins 1998 season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss the excitement as the Marlins defend their 1997 World Championship. Beat the rush, the best seats are available now. Call 930-HITS to purchase your season tickets today.
The world champion Marlins.
Year in and year out, it's been proven that big-time players and teams come from the elite Big East Conference. Welcome to the future. Today's Miami Hurricane basketball is big-time Big East basketball at its best. Come see stars like All-American candidate Tim James and his teammates take on the best of the Big East. All at the Miami Arena, all for one low price. Miami Hurricane basketball, big-time Big East basketball. Call 1-800-GO-CANES for tickets. Where are you going to be?
Our score here is 20-0. Miami leading. Rutgers looking at a 3rd down and 10 coming up, just over 5 minutes to play. And Syracuse still ahead of the Pittsburgh Panthers 12-0 in the second quarter in Pittsburgh. West Virginia leads Temple 24-0. That game being played in Morgantown. They're in the second quarter there. 35-0 Florida State over Wake Forest in the second quarter from the ACC. And from the Big Ten, Ohio State a 2-touchdown lead over Illinois. That game is in the second quarter. And it's 7-6. Penn State has come back to take the lead over Purdue. And, of course, Frank Ford will update all of this in about 5 minutes at halftime with our National Car Rental Halftime Report. 3rd down play, 3rd and 10. McMahon dumps it out in the pass to Crooks. And Crooks is going to be down at the 40-yard line as he is snowed under there. Hurricanes converging on that play, led by Michael Lawson, number 97. It'll be 4th down, second straight time that it's 3 and out for this Rutgers offense after some good sustained drives early in the game.
They really did a good job in the first quarter moving the football on the Miami defense. Jackie Crooks takes the swing pass nowhere. Miami really shows their team speed on that play. There was a lot of orange jerseys around the football.
So it's 4th down and 5, and that means Jared Slovan will be kicking to Starks again. Slovan has kicked more often and for more yardage than any kicker in Rutgers history. The snap is low, but he gets the kick away. Starks runs up, fields it at the 29, across the 40 to 45, and tackled from behind as he crosses the 40-yard line. So again, Miami will have good field position with 4:09 remaining in the first half. A 31-yard kick. Williams made the tackle, but an excellent return that time by Starks.
Starks very aggressive on that play. Came up and took it on the run. Nice job. He's not only Miami's best defensive back and NFL prospect, but he's an electrifying returner. A lot of guts coming up in the middle of that Rutgers special teams and taking that ball and going straight down the field for Miami.
18-yard return sets him up at the 47-yard line. So again, Miami will have good field position. He's put 2 wide receivers, Moss and Wayne, to the left side, operate out of the I formation. That's Moss, the motion man. Play action. Clement looks down the middle, looking long for Moss, and overthrows it. Gil Ross was there on the coverage. That pass just out of the reach of Santana Moss, the freshman from here in Miami. Now, one of the reasons that they feel it's so important for them here to get into a bowl game if they can is because the team is so young. They need that extra practice time. And believe me, it's important to a lot of teams. You get to the bowl games, you get a couple of weeks extra practice, you get concentrated effort from your kids, and it's just more of an opportunity for the young players to get experience.
You just get a head start on spring practice. You know, spring practice is very limited now, but this Miami team desperately needs to get into a bowl game just to practice, get these young kids a little bit more experience.
2nd down and 10. Jackson gets inside the 45 down to the 44. Williams made the tackle, and he is going to be about a yard short of a first down as Miami tries to add to a 20-0 lead. You talk about freshmen, well, we have seen some good ones for Miami. They may be down a bit there this year, but I'll tell you what, John, they'll be back.
Yeah, look out 2 years down the road. You're going to see Reggie Wayne and Daryl Jones dominate defensive backs on the outside, along with Santana Moss and Bubba Franks. They do a great job. And defensively, well, we've talked about Dan Morgan, but Nate Webster and Leonard Myers, he has an interception on today. To add, he'll have 2 on the season. Delvin Brown, he's an up-and-comer on the defensive back, so they have a lot of talent, a lot of young talent.
Jackson has the first down as he spins to the 40 in the grasp of senior Kevin Williams from Mulberry, Florida. There are 5 Floridians on this Rutgers team. I had a chance to talk to Butch Davis and his coaching staff a little bit yesterday about this young team, and there are some people coming for the future. A couple of names you might want to keep in mind. Kenny Kelly, a quarterback out of Tampa who is being redshirted, and Nadja Davenport, a running back who's also being redshirted this year, and they are a couple of outstanding prospects. First down for the Hurricanes at the 40-yard line of Rutgers. Clement looking left, gets a little pressure and overthrows the fullback out of the backfield. That's Nick Williams. Let's take it down to Frank on the sidelines.
John, coming up at halftime on our National Car Rental Halftime Report, we'll be taking a look at the scores from around the Big East today. A lot of games going on and a lot of implications for the Bulls. We'll also take a look at the Big East plays of the year to date. That's all coming up at halftime on the National Car Rental Halftime Report. John?
Oh, Frank, we're glad you're there, and we're glad you're not wearing your coat this week.
He looks comfortable this week. I tell you, Frank's looking good down there.
I thought he was going to have a heat stroke 3 weeks ago down on the sideline. Much more pleasant today. A little breeze kicking up. Clement had hit 8 in a row, and now has missed his last 3. Doesn't miss that one as he goes to Jackson. 35 is a quick little move as he tries to get down to the 30-yard line. Brady is over there to greet him, and you see Ross, number 19, there as well. Sheridan around the football, as he is most of the time.
You know, John, Brian Sheridan gets a lot of the attention for that Rutgers defense, but Aaron Brady really showing me something from that linebacker position. He looks like one of the Miami linebackers when you talk about speed and size and the ability to run and make plays. He's doing a good job for that Rutgers defense today.
Miami's going to take a timeout with 2 minutes and 29 seconds to play here in the first half. And they're looking at a 3rd down and 2. You mentioned the fact that with Jackson and James doing so well rushing the football, that helps the quarterback Clement. He doesn't have to throw all the time. He can pick his spots, and it certainly helps the play action plays.
Well, his productivity has gone up dramatically in the last couple of weeks. I know his passing efficiency has gotten better. His decisions have gotten better, and he's just done a great job of doing the things you need to do. In the last 4 games, out of 90 completions, you know, he's doing a great job. 879 yards and 5 touchdowns. But look at the passing efficiency. I mean, just incredible. 159.3. He's doing a good job, and decisions are made by offense and what defenses do. He doesn't have to make every play. He's got 2 backs in the backfield, an offensive line that has come together in the last 4 weeks and provided him with great protection. So an added running game always helps the quarterback and puts a smile on his face.
Well, it's going to be 3rd down and maybe a long yard or 2. And that last play was credited as a 9-yard rush, not a pass. So obviously they considered it a lateral the way that it was thrown out there into the flat. This is homecoming for Miami, and I also saw one of the alums who was back trying to find his way around the sports complex out there. And he said, well, you've changed everything, but that's only the beginning. They're going to change a lot more. They've announced plans for a big renovation on the Miami campus, a big improvement in all of their athletic facilities. Jackson looking for the first down, leans for it, and gets it as he moves the football inside the 30-yard line. Dan Sheridan again made the tackle, or Brian Sheridan rather made the tackle. It'll be first down. They move the chains. Clock is running with 2 minutes and 23 seconds to play. Jackson now 8 carries, 31 yards, and he is looking for his 4th consecutive 100-yard game. Edgerrin James is already over 100 this afternoon and over 1,000 on the season. Clement throws. The pass is caught at the 25-yard line. Reggie Wade made the catch, an 8-yard pickup. Maybe 9. Moved it down to the 21-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and short.
Yeah, that was a generous spot. And Miami's going to go with no huddle. They're coming out with 1 minute and 46 seconds left to go before halftime and counting. They'll go with no huddle, try to get as many plays off as they can.
I think he got that 9th yard on the play. Looking left, the pass is low and incomplete. intended for the fullback Williams out of the backfield. Stops the clock with 1:36 to play and a 20-0 Miami lead. The Canes have scored every time they've had the football this afternoon. 2 TDs, 2 field goals.
Well, Ryan puts it close to his backup fullback, and he should have had the ball. Even though the ball was drifting away from him, Nick Williams, after the play, looks at Ryan Clement and said, hey, that was my bad. I should have had the ball, make a play for you, make you look good sometimes.
It'll be 3rd down and about a yard. The ball is just inside the 21-yard line. This time they split the backs. 2 receivers in the formation. Clement throws, and he throws short. The pass is caught. 10-yard line, 5-yard line. Leaning his head down, powering his way forward is Andre King. Stevens made the tackle, but it's Jackson, not King, out of the backfield, who made the catch and gets the 1st and goal at the 5.
Jackson does a nice job showing some patience, waiting for his tight end to cross the linebacker. You see Daniel Franks cross, and then he's going to come right out of the backside from right to left. Nobody around. The linebackers are gone for Syracuse. Now watch James Jackson. What he does, goes north and south, lowers his head. He knows he can get a couple more yards. He gets the ball down to the 5-yard line.
It's 1st and goal from the 5. Here's Jackson. Leaping for the end zone. Did he get there? Not quite. Right at the goal line, he is smacked down, and the officials do not give him the touchdown. Gil Ross made the stop.
Yeah, Gil Ross coming from his free safety position. Looks like Miami's going to take a timeout, try to hold the clock with 57 seconds left to go in this ball game.
It'll be 2nd down and goal. The ball is spotted inside the 1-yard line. Where Miami will try to power it across and make it 5 for 5 in terms of their possessions. Of course, the Scarlet Knights have really struggled defensively, and Ron Sharpless, who had been the defensive coordinator at Virginia Tech, bringing that same kind of defense with him to Rutgers, but he didn't have the same kind of personnel.
That's right, and you can only do that, you know, and be successful so often. You have to plug the right people in the right situations, and right now, Rutgers on defense, they are making some plays athletically, but they need some more bodies in there to make a couple more plays that are going to determine whether you're going to get into football games and win and lose games. Right now, the defense has been on the field a long time.
Well, that's what has happened from week to week. Now, the first part of this game, the first quarter, time of possession was dominated by Rutgers. They kept their defense off the field. When you look at what Miami's defense has done, they have been equal to each challenge when they've gotten close so far this afternoon. And talking to the defensive people for Miami, they were hoping that one of their key players for them today would be the offense. Keep the offense out there, keep them off the field.
That's right, and the biggest thing for Miami right now is injuries. They cannot afford to go into next week or 2 weeks from now against Syracuse and be injured. They have a lot of time to rest and really get a game plan together for 2 weeks down the road, but they have to take care of business today. They wanted to come out, be aggressive, but more importantly, be sharp early in this football game.
Looking for their 3rd touchdown in the opening half. It's 20-0. And the Canes are knocking at the door again. This time the quarterback will take it in himself. Ryan Clement was surging behind that offensive line, takes it in for the touchdown, and it's 26-zip.
Well, that's the one when the quarterback goes in from the 1, the running backs get you on the sideline and say, are you okay? Is that 1 yard going to tire you out any? You see Edgerrin James just turned around and walked off the sideline, but Ryan Clement does a nice job just following his upfield blockers. The offensive line did a nice job getting him across the goal line. He was a little high coming up. He really was lucky he didn't get a good pop by one of those linebackers, but great surge by that offensive line. He just slides in for the touchdown.
And with the 26-0 lead, Miami is going to go for 2. The offense stays out. Edgerrin James is there. Santana Moss brings the play in. Clement will stay on. Miami trying to make it 28-0 in the final minute of the opening half. Canes have had the ball for 3 minutes and 15 seconds. They took 11 plays, got the touchdown, now going for 2. Clement looks right, starts to come left. He's got a lot of time, and now he runs out of time and falls down. So the 2-point conversion attempt is no good. It's 26-0 Miami. You can see that Hampton applied the pressure that time. Clements thought he had somebody open early in that play, and then he looked the other way and it was gone.
Well, he looked right and then he came back left. Edgerrin James was trying to make a play happen. Then he says, wait a minute, let me reverse my field, but it is a little slick out there. We do find out Ryan doesn't keep his feet, but they are 0 for 3 now. They've gone for 2 twice last week against Virginia Tech, and now in this ball game, something that may need to improve on in the last week of the season.
But they do score once again. 5 times Miami has had the ball. 5 times they've scored. 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals. 26-0 from the Orange Bowl in Miami on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. This is our Big East Football Television Network Game of the Week. I'm John Sanders, along with John Conjemi and Frank Ford, who's down on the sidelines. And Frank now getting set for his National Car Rental halftime report, so stick around for that. Miami, as John pointed out, was a big favorite coming into this ball game, but it's one of those things where you've got to go out and you've got to take care of business.
Yeah, the papers really don't win or lose any games. You're favored in the game. Sometimes that puts more pressure on you to be a little bit sharper and a little bit more concise in what you do. Well, they've done that in the first half. 26 unanswered points, and they've scored every time they've touched the football. So Miami's come out and really something to build on, something that they can come off of that loss of Virginia Tech and be dominant in a football game where they're really supposed to be.
Katian will handle the kickoff this time for Butch Davis. He'll be kicking to Jackie Crooks and Jermaine Robinson. It's been all Miami so far. Just squibs that one downfield. Fauntleroy finally picked it up. He's in bounds and fights his way back to about the 17-yard line. He couldn't decide whether to grab it or let it go out of bounds.
Well, I didn't know if it was going to go out of bounds either. I'm glad Fauntleroy did make the decision to catch the football because that ball looked like it was going to stay in bounds.
It'll be spotted near the 18-yard line, and with 49 seconds to play in the half, Rutgers will get one more chance with the football.
That was a nice kick by Gaitan. Did a nice job of just squibbling the football. Good job by Fauntleroy to get on the football because that's a live ball. You don't want to make a turnover with 49 seconds left to go before halftime. He secures the football for the Rutgers special teams.
At the 18-yard line, see if McMahon puts it in the air. Knights have shown more running than normal so far. That's incomplete. Intended for the senior Reggie Funderburk, whose career got off to a terrific start for the Scarlet Knights, but an injury knocked him out of last year. This year he's had a hamstring and a hand injury. He would have become the all-time leading receiver for the Scarlet Knights had it not been for the injuries that he's had the past 2 years.
Yeah, that's a tough situation when you show a brilliance early in your career only to be slowed by injury, but that's a tough receiver. Reggie Funderburk does a nice job. There's his total numbers, you know, averaging over 11 yards per catch and 10 touchdowns.
But he's not played very much this season. He's been very limited. Crooks across the 30, he's got a first down as he moves out to about the 33-yard line. Sweeney, number 98, defensively for the Canes. 26-0 Miami leads. Crooks with a good run that time gets the first down.
Yeah, just an inside trap play to Crooks on the inside. Really makes himself small through that line and does a nice job in the Miami secondary.
Quick throw, and it's complete on the far side to Funderburk. Eugene Ridgely defensively for Miami, and it's going to be a timeout called by the Scarlet Knights as they try to make something happen in the final 26 seconds. In their game a week ago for Terry Shea, it was the second quarter. They had trailed early 17-0. They came back, got a couple of touchdowns. One of them came very late in that first half. They got back in the game 17-14, but the third quarter has been a nightmare for Rutgers this season.
When you take a look at Rutgers, they haven't played poorly this afternoon. They've done a lot of good things on offense. They've had a good mix of run and pass. Their defense has been on the field quite a bit in the second quarter, but the first quarter they did a nice job. They just didn't take advantage of their situations and this is a team that desperately needs to do that. When they get a chance inside that 20-yard line, they have to put points on the boards, and more time than not, they need 7 more than 3, John. 3 doesn't do them any good.
You're exactly right. And of course, the Scarlet Knights, no matter who's coaching them, have been dominated by Miami since the formation of the Big East. You can see the numbers, and last year it was a 33-0. Pretty good ball game for the first half, and then Miami came alive in the second half and put Rutgers away, and they are leading here by a score of 26-0. But then you've got to remember, Miami pretty much dominated the entire conference for the first few years.
And the entire country. They
That's
did
right.
a good job, you know, in the early 90s of really dominating anybody they played, especially in the Orange Bowl. And that luster has really been taken off the last couple of years. They haven't done a good job of playing at home or on the road, for a matter of fact, this year, you know, resulting in a 4-5 record.
And 2-2 in the Orange Bowl.
That's right.
Lost their first 2. They've won their last 2 against Temple and also against Arkansas State. They have Syracuse here in 2 weeks. McMahon down the middle, got him. Funderburk makes the catch at the 35-yard line and then is slammed to the turf by Brown. a 24-yard pickup, and there for the first time maybe you can see the arm that he's got to go downfield.
Yeah, that's a big-time arm right there. Great throw right over the linebacker. Had enough touch to stick it in there down the middle of the football field.
But only 18 seconds to play, and now they're going to stop the clock. I don't think the chains were ever reset, and the clock was running. Well, what they probably should do is put some more time back on that clock.
Exactly.
Let's take a look at McMahon. He is certainly the future of this Scarlet Knights offense, and he is a dandy.
Well, watch him hang inside the pocket just that extra second. He has pressure in his face, but he holds on to the football. He knows he can fit the football in there. Just a terrific throw right over the linebacker, Jeffrey Taylor, number 58. That's a tough throw when the receiver's running away from you.
And they're coming over to the sideline now.
I think they'll reset that back to around 20, John. It looked like at least 4 seconds running off the clock.
I think we're having a problem with the official's microphone, and it's going to maybe get in. Maybe he needs a new battery, huh?
Could be a Gatorade down there too. I don't know what he's looking for.
He's on the press box, yes. And the clock still shows, as you see. Now they put a couple seconds back on. It shows 18 seconds. I thought maybe he was going out for lunch or something.
It doesn't sound like a bad idea right now.
26-0 is our score. We still have 19 seconds now remaining. We assume that's correct. So they did put 3 seconds back on the clock. 1st and 10 from the 35. Here comes the blitz with Morgan, and McMahon steps around and throws deep toward the end zone and out of bounds. Starks was down there on the coverage defensively. Walter King was the intended receiver, but McMahon got a little too much air under that one and put it out of the end zone.
Yeah, I think that was more of a decision. He was going to hold on to that ball and maybe try to throw it in for a jump ball, but wisely he threw the ball out of bounds. Great position by Dwayne Starks, the cornerback for the University of Miami. He did a nice job of just pressuring, had a lot of pressure back there, and did a nice job with position as a cornerback.
Miami just does get some players off the field. 2nd down. 8 seconds remaining in the first half. McMahon stepping up in the pocket, hit as he throws. The pass is caught as he inbounds. The catch is made, and they say it's good. It's Chris Hutton, the tight end, who makes the catch at the 15-yard line in front of Brown, a 20-yard pickup.
Yeah, nice play again by Mike McMahon, number 17, your quarterback. Does a nice job hanging in the pocket. He locates Chris Hutton. It wasn't his first look, but he was under duress. A nice job standing tall and throwing it outside, and a nice job, a nice catch, reception by your tight end. Very athletic catch for a tight end.
And that's going to set up a field goal attempt. Earlier, a 30-yard field goal was missed. They've only got 3 seconds left, so they're going to try to at least get 3 points out of this before halftime. But again, this time, they had a little running in this possession early on, but primarily it's been the passing of Mike McMahon that's done the job for the Knights.
Yeah, they tried to mix it up early, but they've fallen behind by 26 points. They need to rely on their young quarterback and try to gain him some experience in this situation, although Rutgers has been in this situation one time too many with their 0-10 record. So they have to get together as a team at halftime, really try to find a way to stick it in the end zone, just try to score some points.
And of course, we did see Morgan on that last play blitzing for Miami. The Canes have not shown that very much, but they are trying to put some pressure on the young quarterback. Let's get down to the sidelines again for Frank Ford.
Coming up on our National Car Rental Halftime Report, we'll talk with both coaches. We'll tell you about the situation in the Big East as it regards to bowls, and we're going to take a look at the Big East Plays of the Year. Our video staff doing a great job. You won't want to miss that. All coming up at halftime. John?
All right, Frank, we will stick around for that. The first half for McMahon is complete. He is 3 for 4 on this drive, 52 yards, and the rest of the game just 6 for 15 for 43 yards. So he has gotten his team in field goal range. The ball at the 15. This will be a 32-yard field goal attempt. McDonald missed from 30 yards earlier in the ball game. .32-yard attempt is long enough, and it's good. Scarlet Knights, as time runs out, do get on the board. They will not be shut out this afternoon. 26-3, and that at least John, will give them something to work on in the second half. And remember, they'll receive the football to start the second half.
Well, they go into halftime. At least they got on the scoreboard. They played well enough to make it a tighter ball game. Let's see what happens in the second half.
Well, the field goal cuts the lead to 26-3. And Frank Ford will be coming up shortly with our National Car Rental halftime reporter. Right now standing by with Coach Butch Davis. Let's
Coach,
go to
you
Frank.
scored every time you had the football. That's got to be a pleasing aspect of the first half.
Well, it is. With the exception of some of the penalties on offense, we're playing sloppily, but we're able to overcome it with some big plays offensively. Defensively, we're not playing very good, and I'm really disappointed the way we've played.
You talking specifically about pressure on the passer?
Well, pressure on the passer. They had some success running the football. You know, we've been out of sync on some things. We're not getting enough pressure on the quarterback, and I don't want to, you know, we've got to find a way to get pressure on the quarterback.
Thanks, Butch Davis, very much. We'll be back at halftime with more on our National Car Rental halftime report right after this from the Orange Bowl, where the Hurricanes lead Rutgers by a score of 26-3. We'll be right back.
Bowl, where the Hurricanes lead the Scarlet Knights by a score of 26-3, along with Frank Ford. This is John Congemi, and I'm John Sanders. It started on the second play of the game this afternoon, an 80-yard romp for a touchdown, and Miami was on its way.
We talked about Edgerrin James right at the top. He can make big plays against this defensive Rutgers. They have 8 guys in the box, but watch him right here. He just breaks the initial line of scrimmage, and then he goes the distance. He shows great size going through the line, but then great speed, and then he's followed by the great block of Carlo Joseph downfield. He made 2 great blocks. Edgerrin James goes in for the score. Ryan Clement, he had a great successful first half as well. He finds his big tight end, Daniel Franks. No one around. Sheridan was on the coverage, didn't get a hand on him at the line of scrimmage. He goes in for a touchdown. James Jackson, we also touched him at the open. He does a great job getting in the open field, just taking a swing pass and then going downfield and making a productive play in the first half for the University of Miami. Also, Rutgers on offense, they had a couple chances early to punch it in, but great arm strength shown by Mike McMahon late in the first half. Did a nice job of throwing the football down the middle of the field to give Rutgers in position to score before halftime.
And John, keep in mind that Rutgers will have the ball to start the third quarter of play. They ran 29 plays in their first 2 possessions today and only 13 the rest of the first half. Taking the kick and bringing it back for the Scarlet Knights with good position, breaking out at the 40. Now midfield, and the race is on. He's going to break this one at the 20. 10. Touchdown for the Scarlet Knights. Reggie Stevens, number 9, 94 yards with the opening kickoff, and just like that, a shock for Miami.
We talked about what they would do at halftime. They went in with a field goal, but they should have more points in that first half. Butch Davis was not happy the way his defense performed in the first half. He cannot be happy with the first play of the second half. Special teams really let him down, and Reggie Stevens goes in for a Rutgers score.
That makes it 26-9 with the point after coming up. And that is the first time this year that the Rutgers receiving team has really done much of anything with kickoffs. They have struggled in that area. On for the extra point is Lee McDonald. McDonald has made 6 out of 8 PATs, and he is perfect on that one. So Rutgers takes the opening kickoff 94 yards into the end zone and makes it a football game at 26-10. The race was on when he got to about midfield, and once he cut it outside, he used that great speed, and he was gone.
Yeah, it was a foot race. He beat the kicker down the field, Guy Tan, but the only person that could stop him was Leonard Myers. He missed, and Stevens goes in for the Rutgers score. What can you say? The excitement was running rampant. You see the quarterback running down the sideline, the coaching staff getting excited. You have to. I mean, you come out and you haven't won a football game. You want to get back in to this football game. You had to do something right away, and that's what the special teams did for Rutgers.
Stevens takes it all the way, 94 yards for the Scarlet Knights touchdown. 26-10 is our score, and Miami will have the football. Hurricanes scored on all 5 of their first half possessions, 3 touchdowns and a couple of field goals. That's something that Rutgers has not had much of this year. The big play, they break it for the touchdown on the opening play of the second half. So McDonald will kick off. Now it's up to the Scarlet Knight defense and the Miami offense. McDonald will be kicking to Moss and Popovich. Jeff Popovich to the left, Santana Moss to the top of the screen. The Knights have scored on the opening kickoff. Popovich backpedals into the end zone, and he will stay there. So Miami will take over at its 20-yard line. Let's check out our Prestone first half stats now that we have the opportunity. And there you see the numbers. The first downs are even. Penalties hurting Miami, and you heard Butch Davis talk about that.
He was not happy going into halftime. He thought his team didn't play as sharp as they should have, especially on defense. They need to create a little bit more havoc on McMahon, but you see the total yards right there, 298 yards by the University of Miami, both with 11 first downs. But as you said, they have to do a little bit better job of, offensive line and defensive line. They have to cut down on the penalties.
It was Jones, the motion man. They go to Edgerrin James. He's dragged down after a gain of just about 2. That's all he got. Norris Crawford, who's playing the right outside linebacker position, even though basically he's a defensive back, but they stick him up there because they want those 8 men up front. He'll get a couple on the play. Second down and 8 from the 22. Great you could join us this afternoon on a beautiful November Saturday in Miami. A bit breezy, but bright, clear skies, plenty of sunshine for this football game. Moss is split to the right side now. On 2nd and 8. Catch is made out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Williams out on the coverage, but it's Reggie Wayne, the freshman from Louisiana, who makes the catch. He had 1 in the first half, picks up 1 here early in the second half, and Miami moves the chains.
Well, as a quarterback, you usually tease your receiver when he bobbles the ball like Reggie did. You want to tell him, hey, 1 catch per throw. You don't bobble it again and make it a tougher catch. He did a good job of concentrating on the football. He pinned it against his shoulder pads, and he came down with the reception.
Jones and Wayne this time split right side. Go out of the backfield to James, and he is wrapped up quickly by the middle linebacker, the right inside linebacker, Aaron Brady from Hanover, Pennsylvania. He's a junior. He'll be back next year.
John, we talked about Aaron Brady earlier in the first half. Did a great job of pursuing to the football, really using his speed. That time he found Edgerrin James and did a nice job securing the tackle for the Rutgers team.
Brady at 5'11", 230 pounds. They need to get bigger on this Rutgers team.
Yeah, you take a look at their weight along the line of scrimmage defensively, 255, 265, 270, and 230. They have to get a little bit bigger to stop the running attack and really win those battles at the line of scrimmage.
Both wide receivers now split right side. With Carlo Joseph, the fullback, in motion. Look right down the middle of the field. The ball is in the air and incomplete. The juggling act lasted for about 10 yards, and nobody wound up with the football.
Yeah, it looked like Terrell Freeney was going to come up with the ball once, and then he was on his back, almost had it again.
It was definitely up for grabs.
Yeah, Ryan Clement wanted to go to his tight end down the middle of the field. A nice throw. Franks does not come up with it. You see, he's got the ball right there. Freeney has it. Then look again. He's on his back. He may catch it for the second time. Doesn't come down with it. He's very frustrated after that play, and Ryan was actually very fortunate that ball wasn't picked off, but a nice delivery. He's got to be thinking, hey, come on, guys, it's hard enough. Catch the ball when I put it on the money.
It is 3rd down and 10. Clement looking. Pass is complete for a first down, maybe. Circling back that time after he made the catch was Reggie Wayne. He might have cost himself a first down.
He very well could have. It looks like that ball is half a football either way, John, right now. But a nice job coming back to the football initially on the curl route. Plenty of time to throw the football. Nice cushion, nice separation. Right there is where he comes back and then loses his footing.
Where he got the ball, he had the first down without any problem.
You fall down, you got a first down for the Canes.
Well, we've seen several people slipping on the field, although, as you pointed out earlier, we've checked it out, and it's really in good shape.
It wasn't bad. It maybe the closer you get to the sidelines, that's probably where the slippages have been happening, closer to the sideline. Well, it is good enough for a first down.
He can breathe a sigh of relief because he got it. Pickup of 10 on the play. Part of the very bright future for Miami. The Hurricanes, who are one of the dominant teams in college football from the mid-'80s on, they will be back.
Well, that's the play tomorrow when you're watching film. Reggie's going to try to find a place to hide because that'll be 4 or 5 times. They don't do this ever again.
1st and 10 from the 48. Miami on the march. Their 6th possession of the afternoon. Dumps it out to James. It's away from one defender. A flag down. He's still on his feet and being driven back by Charles Woolridge. But I think this penalty is going to go against the Hurricanes.
John, I thought that was a pretty good play by Curlin Blaze coming out from his tackle position. Ryan didn't like what he saw downfield, dumps it out right from, you see 79 right there.
There's the block.
There's the block right there. He almost turned his back. Really, he was out of the play. Really should have laid off. That's the call on the clip.
Well, this one will be marched back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Miami will be looking at 1st and long.
Well, they always tell you, John, if you can see the numbers on the back of the defender, lay off because they'll usually call you.
Block in the back.
Now, 6 of the 7 penalties.
Penalty from the end of the run. Repeat the down.
It'll be 1st and much longer yardage. The ball goes back inside the 35 to the 33. Make it 1st and 25. 6 of the 7 penalties on Coach Davis' team this afternoon have come on the offense.
Yeah, and I think that's where he's most frustrated. Just plays that you're being aggressive, but sometimes you have to use good judgment and be smart.
1st down, 25 from the 33. The backs are split. It's a passing formation. Straight drop. That's got to be pass interference. Coming up to make the hit was Williams, and he got there a little bit too quick against Daniel Franks. He was tackling Daniel before the ball got there.
Well, that's got to be a tough situation for Kevin Williams. He's not as big as 6'6", I know, in 245. He tried to tackle him almost before he received the football. The bottom of your screen right here, you see number 10 in white. He'll come up and actually try to make the tackle, and the ball wasn't there yet.
Well, he spotted at the 38-yard line.
Spot foul. Automatic 1st down.
So it is a 1st down. A 1st and 10. So from a 1st and 25 to 1st and 10. The ball near the 38-yard line. 26-10 is our score. Scarlet Knights of Rutgers returning the favor. Is that the first penalty on Rutgers this afternoon? It is. Wow. They are the least penalized team in the conference. James looking for a hole. He pushes his way outside the 40 to maybe the 41-yard line before he's driven back. And you can see number 43, Brian Sheridan, winding up his collegiate career at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, he leads the Big East in total tackles. Does a nice job at that linebacker spot for the Rutgers Knights. But Edgerrin James just made 2 people miss, Kevin Williams and Aaron Brady on the outside, forcing Sheridan to make the tackle.
He got 3 on that play. He got 123 for the afternoon. Ball is at the 41. It'll be 2nd and 8. Miami with the football. Remember, the Scarlet Knights scored on the opening kickoff of the 2nd half. Miami working its offense. Clement holds it as long as he can. Finally goes to Joseph. He's tackled at the 45-yard line. Down in a heap there. Again, Sheridan over among the group of Scarlet Knights defensively. Gain of about 4 on the play. 3rd down, 4.
Well, that was a good decision by Ryan Clement. He really wanted to force the football down to his tight end, who was a little bit further down the field than Carlo Joseph, his fullback. He pumped to him once and twice, and then finally decided, hey, let me throw the football out of the flat, make a positive play, and get myself in a good 3rd down situation.
3rd and 4. Miami started this drive at their own 20-yard line following the kickoff. Clement's pass is caught. Once again, it's the freshman who spins away from the tackle and gets another couple of yards. Reggie Wayne with the reception. Terrell Freeney defensively, but passing game starting to open up a little bit for Miami.
Yeah, and they're starting to use the wide receivers on the outside. Reggie Wayne, a nice release off the line of scrimmage. He made Williams think he was going to go to the outside. He stems him inside, then comes back to the football. Wants to secure the football underneath his arms. Great job by the freshman wide receiver.
And the numbers pretty good for Clement so far. At 180 yards, 14 completions. James will not get away from Norris Crawford. Crawford was right there and nailed him at the line of scrimmage. He's probably going to use it to lose a yard.
Well, you say they list Norris Crawford as a linebacker, but he's only 5'10", 190 pounds. He came through like a shot that time in the backfield to stop the Miami rushing attack of Edgerrin James.
Back it goes to the 44, a loss of 1. Edgerrin is over 100 yards and over 1,000 for his career. Got 80 of it on the second play from scrimmage. 1,000 yards for him for the year. In the flat, did he make the catch? Yes. That is Santana Moss, a freshman whose playing time has gone up with each game this season.
Well, all these receivers have really gained a lot of valuable experience. You talk about Darryl Jones and Reggie Wayne, but Santana Moss and Andre King, they're both doing a great job. They're getting a feel for this offense, and right there, he goes down and makes a great catch on a simple 3-yard hitch pass. It made it a little bit tougher from Ryan Clement. The pass wasn't as he would like, but Santana Moss goes down and gets the football.
King comes out, Jones is on. Miami 6 of 8 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and long yardage, 3rd and 8. A lot of time, long distance on the pass, and it's complete. Jones, who just checked into the lineup, is banged out of bounds by Jefferson. But he's got the first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Credit a great route on the outside by Darryl Jones. It took a little bit more time, but watch Ryan Clement's feet, how he throws himself to the left side after he slides a little bit and gets himself set to throw the football. He knew he had to put a lot of mustard on it to get it outside, but a nice job by Darryl Jones having the patience to go down the football field, buy time for his quarterback, and then still have enough time to come back and gain a first down.
He had to throw it about 30 yards.
To gain maybe 12, you're right.
That's exactly right. He's got the first down, though, at the 30-yard line. Edgerrin James working that left side and cannot get away. Woolridge, number 87, is over there. Sheridan is there as well. And Terrell Freeney, a redshirt freshman out of Connecticut, making the tackle. Gain of a couple.
2-yard gain.
Clement on this drive is now 6 out of 7 for 56 yards. It's 2nd down and about 8. Ball is at the 28-yard line. There you see only 44 yards since he got 80. Looking for a spot, powers his way down close to another first down at the 20-yard line. James will get about 8 yards on that carry.
We'll talk about his speed in the open. The second time he touched it, first time he touched football, he goes 80 yards, but watch his power right here. When he squares his shoulders up, he can really make you miss, and he does a good job of lowering his shoulders. He doesn't take a direct hit a lot, John, and that's what keeps him in the ball game. He's a very smart runner. He knows when he needs to put his shoulder down, and he knows when he can sidestep somebody and use his speed on the outside.
It is 3rd and less than a yard. James will have the first down as he is dragged down by Sheridan on the play, but he gets it down to about the 17-yard line. It'll be a Miami first down. So the drive continues.
Well, Edgerrin shows his speed on the previous play, but now he shows his power. He fights through a couple arm tackles at the line of scrimmage. You'll see right here, they have him stop, but he just fights through the initial tackle. The first two, he almost goes through the second one as well. Sheridan makes the tackle, but that just showed you his power. You really need to hit and wrap Edgerrin James up if you have any chance of stopping him.
He showed a lot of patience, too. He looks for those spots, waits for the holes to develop, picks up the first down. Clement. That pass is complete in the flat to Fulcher, the tight end, and he is down inside the 5. He's spotting near the 2-yard line. Norris Crawford there defensively, but too little, too late on that play.
Yeah, we talk about Daniel Franks at that tight end position. Mondrell Fulcher, he gets in. Great play fake right here. Great job. You see Ryan Clement keeps the football, has a lot of room. His big tight end out in the flat, just pitch and catch outside. Now watch him lower his shoulder right here. Nice comeback block by Santana Moss. He tries to get into the end zone, but just doesn't. We're going to take a listen right here. Ryan Clement, watch his play fake right here. Take a listen to this hit at the end of the play. There's a little contact going on down there. Rutgers still a lot of spirit out there. They had the opening kickoff of the second half. They take it back. They're still fighting on defense as well, but they've just been on the field a long time.
That was a helmet-to-helmet hit. He is stunned just a little bit, is Norris Crawford. He will come off. It is 1st and goal for Miami, and the ball will be spotted at the 2-yard line as the Hurricanes trying to add to a 26-10 lead over the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, Norris, he only goes 5'10", 190. He was a little outsized on this particular hit, but did a good job of keeping Mondrell Fulcher out of the end zone. It's very easy for him to let him in the end zone. Did a nice job of bowing his back up a little bit, and you see him walking off the field. Looks like he's okay, just a little bit dinged on that play.
Well, Clement has certainly spread the wealth this afternoon. He has thrown passes, completions to 9 different receivers so far today.
When things are going well for you, you find your second and third receiver. And I think he's done something today he hasn't done a lot in the past. He's found his backs in the flat and let them run. They do a good job of running after the catch.
They have eaten up a lot of yards and a lot of time, and James in for the touchdown. That's 14 for him.
Yeah, Edgerrin James does a nice job just lowering his shoulders and his head. The Miami offensive line, they win the battle at the line of scrimmage, enabling Edgerrin James to go in for the Hurricane score.
14 times he has crossed the goal line. Part of the reason that the future looks so bright for this Miami team. They will now go for 2, leading 32-10. Earlier they missed the 2-point conversion. They go to James, and he's in. Just does get in. Brady could not stop him. He gets the 2-point conversion, and Miami takes a 24-point lead now as they go up 34-10. We have 6:40 remaining. A long drive for the Canes. We'll sort it out. They score again. They are 6 for 6 so far in scoring.
When it's a hockey night in South Florida, it's Panthers Tonight on Sports Channel. Panthers Tonight is a complete 4-hour block of Panthers hockey and programming. 30 minutes before the puck drops, Jeff Rimmer and Dennis Botman take you through the pregame paces. Then, bookcasing the periods, Eric Goodman in the Panthers Tonight studio takes you around the league for scores and highlights. When it's hockey night in South Florida, make it Panthers Tonight on Sports Channel. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports.
Hey, Heineken's giving away season tickets to one of Florida's NFL teams.
No.
Yeah, get this. I went down to my local participating Heineken retailer, checked out the contest display, snagged an entry form, and now all I gotta do is watch Sunday Morning NFL on Sports Channel, and I can win tickets to an upcoming game.
No.
Yeah, and get this. If my team runs back the opening or halftime kickoff, I win season tickets for 1998.
No.
Yeah. Hey, you want a Heineken?
Yeah.
See your local participating Heineken retailer for contest rules and regulations.
He was the first head coach in football history to win both a Super Bowl title and a National Collegiate Championship. He's one of only 2 active coaches who've led a team to 2 Super Bowl titles. He's one of the NFL's most successful head coaches. He's Jimmy Johnson. And every Sunday morning, the coach of the Miami Dolphins takes the hot seat on the Jimmy Johnson Show. Get into the mind of the master every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. on Sports Channel and at 11:30 a.m. on NBC6.
Edgerrin James with his second touchdown of the afternoon. Miami's now had the ball 6 times, and they have scored 6 times. 2 field goals and 4 touchdowns, along with a 2-point conversion as well. So James has been busy.
Edgerrin just sneaks in on the 2-point conversion. You'll see Aaron Brady comes over from the linebacker spot, did a nice job of trying to keep him out of the end zone. Looked like the ball just crosses the goal line before it comes out, and did a nice job of forcing the fumble on the 2-point conversion, but it is successful, and Edgerrin James having a great afternoon.
A long drive by Miami. They ate up over 8 minutes of the clock, 16 plays, and marched at 80 yards into the end zone. So Rutgers simply has not been able to stop Miami's offense this afternoon. 34-10 is the score. Jorge Gation will kick off. Back deep again is Norris, or Stevens rather, who returned 194 yards for a touchdown, along with Jermaine Robinson. That is Crooks, who kind of dances his way outside the 25 to near the 28-yard line, and that's where the Scarlet Knights, with 6.5 minutes to go in the quarter, will run their first play from scrimmage in the second half.
Yeah, it must seem like an eternity for that offense to get back on to the football field. Last time we saw them, they were going down and getting a field goal before halftime. Let's see what they can do coming out in the second half.
They've spotted the ball at the 29-yard line, so back comes Mike McMahon, the freshman quarterback from Wexford, Pennsylvania, played for North Allegheny High School in Western Pennsylvania. a 3-receiver formation, and I think you're going to see him put the ball in the air on a regular basis now. What a hit put on by Starks after the catch by Andy Holland.
Terrific read by the cornerback, Dwayne Starks. He had a slant route going out in front of him. He didn't bite on that. He knew someone was coming from inside out, and he waited for the receiver for the Rutgers offense. Watch this. Dwayne Starks, number 23 for the University of Miami, just waits outside at his cornerback position, and Andy Holland goes down hard.
Got a couple on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Inside 6 minutes. That's the time left in the 3rd quarter. On a little bit of a delay this time, it's Robinson, and he's close to a 1st down. Taylor made the tackle. But Jermaine Robinson, a junior college transfer. It's one of the things that Terry Shea has tried to do, go to the junior colleges, especially out in California, and come up with some players that can step in and play immediately.
Yeah, get some experience. You usually do that, getting some JC people into your program, but let's credit that offensive line on that last draw play. Plenty of room for Robinson to roam in the middle of that Miami defense, and that's where Miami needs to improve. Their run defense has not done a good job today against Rutgers.
1st down and 10. They do pick up the 1st down. Robinson will get about 5, maybe 6 as he gets to the 45-yard line. Jackson and Fortney double team him on the tackle. Ball is at the 45, a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 as that clock continues to wind. Final game of the season for Rutgers. Scarlet Knights figure out a way to avoid a winless season. We've hit the 5-minute mark. Time remaining in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down. McMahon. Morgan chasing him toward the sideline. He throws it, and Crooks could not hang on. Crooks was open, but the pass was a little low, and he couldn't make the play.
Yeah, credit the pressure of Dan Morgan after the quarterback, Mike McMahon, that time, and really made him pay for throwing the football. Dan Morgan was in hot pursuit the entire time, really untouched. They miss an assignment up front. Now watch Morgan. He pursues McMahon all the way to the sidelines and then gives him a little shove out of bounds and makes him pay. And I believe he'll remember number 44 on that next attempt.
Well, he's seen him several times this afternoon. Morgan very active, very aggressive in that Miami defensive set. It's 3rd down and 4. Over the middle for Funderburk, and he's hit short of the 1st down. Funderburk made the catch, and who's there? Dan Morgan.
Yeah, guess. There's a trivia question. Guess who? It's Dan Morgan again. Great pressure on McMahon that time by the front 4 of the University of Miami. You see number 94, Chad Pegues, and number 98. Making a throw maybe a little bit earlier than he wanted to. The receiver didn't clear the linebackers, and Morgan on the stop. You see him taking a look around. Nobody around. Somebody's got to be on a crossing route, and he does a nice job staying at home, waiting for Funderburk on the under route.
Well, let's see where they got the spot or not. Morgan has been on an 18 stops this afternoon, and I believe they're short. Yes, they are. It'll be 4th down. He did not get the 1st down.
Yeah, it looks like the quarterback staying in the ball game.
Yep.
Rutgers will go for it.
Ball is spotted at the 49, and they need to get to midfield for the 1st down. It'll be 4th and short. 3rd time that Terry Shea has made the decision to go on 4th down this afternoon. They go to the power backfield with 3 backs. Fauntleroy will get the 1st down as he crosses midfield. Fauntleroy gets a couple down to the 49. It'll be 1st and 10. So the 4th down play works for the Scarlet Knights.
Well, remember, they went to that 3-back set early in the ball game. They had great success running right up the middle of that Miami defense. This time they go to the 3 backs and right over the center. Fauntleroy, number 5, does a nice job lowering his shoulders for the Rutgers 1st down.
7 carries for 18 yards for him, so they've been tough yards for Fauntleroy. He was actually in the formation in the 1st half as a tailback from time to time. 1st and 10. Crooks, no place to go as he bangs into number 99, Denny Fortney, and a flag goes down right in front of the Rutgers bench. That flag is about midfield.
Yeah, it looks like a face mask against Miami, John.
34-10 is the score. Miami has scored every time it's had the football.
Grabbing the face mask. 5-yard penalty on the defense. Repeat the down.
It's a 5-yard penalty.
Well, Denny Fortney actually didn't know that was the ball carrier that he was banging into, and all of a sudden he saw the football, and the first thing he did was reach out with his hand on his right hand. It was very, couldn't really tell. That's why it was a 5-yard flavor, but very harmless foul.
And the first down picked up by Crooks as he's wrestled down near the 35-yard line. Matt Sweeney, a sophomore from Sussex, New Jersey, making the tackle. But Crooks is able to pick up the first down.
I think this is the thing that Butch Davis was very concerned about going in at halftime, the ability of Rutgers offense to run the football against his defense. He's trying to keep French people up front for Miami, but whoever's in there right now, they're not winning the battle at the line of scrimmage.
3-receiver formation on first down and 10. Holland is the motion man, and now here comes the reverse. This is Billy Powell. There's a flag back along the line of scrimmage. Actually, 2 flags down in the backfield. Dan Morgan over there for the Hurricanes to make the play. Powell on the reverse, and we'll see what the call is. And that one will be wiped out. He had picked up about 8 yards on the play. And that's the story of the Rutgers season. That's the way it's gone. You make a good play and it gets wiped out.
And they hurt themselves. Cameo, the right tackle, it was just a little bit of a reverse, a fake up the middle and then a pitch on the outside. And the right tackle was peeling off and just clips Denny Fortney in the backfield.
Well, this will bring the football all the way back to the Rutgers side of the field. It's spotted at the 40-yard line.
Block in the back. The offense. 10-yard
well, that is a
penalty
huge penalty. Make it first and about 35.
Well, let's see if Cameo gets his head in front of Denny Fortney. I don't know. I don't think that's a clip. That wasn't an attack at the back of Fortney's legs. He tried to get his head and shoulders out in front. I think that's a good play by your right tackle.
First and very long. McMahon unloads. The catch is made. In traffic down he goes near the 35-yard line. But King's catch after another strong throw by McMahon, Ridgely, and Morgan defensively for Miami.
Well, that strong arm, you can tell he has a strong arm when he has time to step up and throw the football. This ball is a rope outside to Walter King. Just a nice job. King has to turn around and get ready for the football. I'm not sure if he had enough for the to get back to the initial line of scrimmage. It looks very close, like it's 2nd and 10.
It's just about what it is. Just about 2nd and 10. 34-10 is our score. There is King. Great drop by McMahon trying to set up the screen. Does to Crooks, but he gets away from one, not the rest. He got away from the first man, but could not get away from the rest. You see Matt Sweeney was over there, along with Taylor, number 58, Jeffrey Taylor, out of Northwestern High School here in Miami. One of the things you have to remember about Miami, they will get back to the 85 scholarships with 25 this year. So they can reload. They'll be back at everybody's playing level as far as scholarships is concerned.
Well, I think Butch Davis's plan is to get kids to play right away, because some of those, if they're good enough, they're only going to be here for 3 years and maybe 4, because they'll go to the NFL early. So if he can do a good job of evaluating talent at the high school level and make the kids play early, they'll be very successful, and they won't have to wait very long.
McMahon's pass is too tall, intended for Charles Hutton, his tight end, and we've got another flag down. Is that going to be roughing the passer?
It
Oh, I
like
tell you
it.
what, Butch is not going to be happy about this, is he?
No, and that's some of the things that comes along with playing young kids are bad decisions. It looked like Quincy Hips, number 90, was in the backfield a little bit late on the quarterback, and right away Denny Fortney back into the ball game, and you'll see Quincy Hips possibly get a tongue lashing when he gets to the sidelines, and Butch is waiting for him too.
On the defense, 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. First down.
15-yard penalty pushes the football inside the 25 to the 24. And it's a first down. Well, Miami has certainly hurt itself. 9 penalties now on the Hurricanes, just 2 so far on the Scarlet Knights. 24-yard line. The Rutgers drive continues. We're in the final 2 minutes, and each team's really had the ball only one time.
That's right.
8-minute plus drive by Miami, and Rutgers with a long march, moving it into scoring position. Big hole up the middle for Crooks. He's got a chance at the 10, 5, and touchdown. Big hole over that right side that time, and Crooks took it 24 for the TD.
Yeah, credit Crooks with the run, but Pete Donnelly and did a great job at the right tackle position. Just a quick trap up the middle of the football field. Crooks goes in for the Rutgers score. Watch this hole right at the middle of the field. 74 coming over, Ben French as well. A nice job right up the middle. Crooks shows his speed in the Miami secondary, and Rutgers gets on the board.
Crooks now 15 carries, 87 yards, and the touchdown. So the Scarlet Knights have scored twice here in the third quarter. And the third quarter has been the problem quarter for them over the course of this season. They have been outscored a ton in the third quarter of play. 128-20 coming in, but they have gotten it on the board, going for 2. No, did not get there. Miami keeps them out of the end zone on the 2-point try. And do we have another flag down?
Go to the end zone on the 2-point conversion. There are penalty markers down.
And again, the flags are flying here in the Orange Bowl on this beautiful mid-November Saturday afternoon.
Red ball, personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
The penalty is against Miami. It will be enforced on the kickoff. Well, Miami's penalties helping Rutgers get on the board. It's 34-16. The Canes have the lead. We'll be back to the Orange Bowl and South Florida after this.
Hi, fill it up.
Sure.
Danger, danger. You have violated the vehicular security zone. In 10 seconds, a piercing blast will sound. 9, 8, 7. Perimeter violation. Please step back. 5, 4, 3, 2. You have violated.
Whoa. Well, alrighty then. Have a nice day.
You too.
1997 was a season to remember, full of game-winning hits and magical performances. Now's your chance to be here in 1998 for another season of Marlins memories. That's right, Marlins 1998 season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss the excitement as the Marlins defend their 1997 World Championship. Beat the rush. The best seats are available now. Call 930-HITS to purchase your season tickets today.
The world champion Marlins.
There's a new team in Florida. Sports Channel Florida and CNNSI are joining forces to bring you the most complete sports coverage available.
Sports Channel's full schedule of live, professional, and amateur Florida sports, combined with CNNSI's sports news coverage, create the perfect complement for you, the Florida sports fan.
The leader in Florida sports is now offering the world of sports through CNNSI, the sports news network. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports.
Crooks with his 4th touchdown of the season, his first of the day, and Rutgers gets on the board again. Twice they've scored now in the third quarter, and they have outscored the opposition in period number 3 today. That is quite a drastic change from what they've done all year long. 11 plays, 71 yards, 5 minutes and 2 seconds, and Crooks scores from the 24. It's 34-16. The penalty is going to move the football out to the 50-yard line. So Lee McDonald should be able to put this one out of reach.
Yeah, or
if he wants to.
Yeah, if he wants to, or maybe try to onside kick or a squib kick. You're going to get decent field position if you miss, but it's worth a gamble right now for the Scarlet Knights.
Well, I think Miami is thinking maybe onside kick here.
Yeah, I do too.
They've got 9 men up front. Wide receivers, tight ends, defensive backs.
The hands team is involved. That's right. You know, another thing they could possibly do here is almost that pooch kick. Try to throw it way up in the air and let your special teams go down the field and try to pin Miami back deep in their own territory.
See what McDonald's decision is. We saw Popovich and Moss as the deep men. brings it up at the 5-yard line. Popovich. He's down short of the 15. You can see that Diggs is there. Also, Brady was there. We're going to take a timeout with 1.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Miami 34 and Rutgers 16 in the Orange Bowl.
The Miami Dolphins are on the move, and it's time for Dolphins everywhere to unite. What better way to share in the excitement than by joining the official Miami Dolphin Club? Membership levels are designed for every fan. First, the Kids Club offers younger fans a chance to feel a part of the excitement. Then, there's the Aqua and Orange levels, offering an assortment of great gifts specially designed for the avid Dolphin. Finally, the family level lets the whole family enjoy the benefits of being a member. It's time to unite and share in the excitement. Join the Dolphin Club today. AutoNation USA presents Sunday Morning NFL, the most comprehensive coverage of Florida's 3 NFL franchises on Sports Channel's Sunday Morning Playbook. Get a complete preview of the day's matchups.
Like the Dolphins, the Tampa Bay Bucs are hot. Really hot.
What does Buffalo have to do to beat Miami?
Jacksonville in the driver's seat for the playoffs.
Tune to AutoNation USA presents Sunday Morning NFL on Sports Channel every Sunday at 10 a.m. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports. He was the first head coach in football history to win both a Super Bowl title and a National Collegiate Championship. He's one of only 2 active coaches who've led a team to 2 Super Bowl titles. He's one of the NFL's most successful head coaches. He's Jimmy Johnson. And every Sunday morning, the coach of the Miami Dolphins takes the hot seat on the Jimmy Johnson Show. Get into the mind of the master every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. on Sports Channel and at 11:30 a.m. on NBC6.
(34-16) is our score. Glad you could join us this afternoon from South Florida. New quarterback for Miami, Scott Covington, will take over for Ryan Clement. Clement was 17 of 23, 209 yards. Rushed for a touchdown, passed for a touchdown, gives it to Jackson in the backfield, and he's going nowhere. That is Dax Strohmeyer, a junior from Upper Saddle River, New Jersey, who was in there with Jackson, who's down right now. And they have been pretty badly beaten up at the tailback spot. You know, Trent Jones has had some problems ever since he went down early in the Temple game 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's had some hamstring problems in the start of this year. Dyrell McMillan hurt himself in the Baylor game, only played a couple of games. He's probably looking towards medical redshirt. So James Jackson now gets up under his own power, and he's going to walk very gingerly to the Miami sideline.
That brings Edgerrin James back into the lineup. There are the numbers for Scott Covington. No touchdowns and 1 interception. He will most likely be the starting quarterback for this team next year, but you look in the future and there's a guy by the name of Kenny Kelly waiting in the wings. Super quarterback out of Tampa, Florida. Covington sets, looks, throws, incomplete. Intended for the fullback out of the backfield, Nick Williams. Right through his hands and out of bounds. It brings up 3rd and 13.
Right now, Miami not really looking that in sync defensively and offensively. They come out now. Scott has been in for 2 plays. They get a loss on first down. Nick Williams doesn't get the block in the backfield. Then they try to throw to him in the flat, and that's unsuccessful as well.
Just over a minute to play third quarter, and if you give Rutgers the ball back in good field position, we could still have a football game here.
You're right.
18 points is the difference right now. You see Moss is in motion. Fake to James. Covington rolls, and he's going to run. Trying to get out for the first down. Depends on the spot.
I think
he had to get to the 25. Sheridan finally ran him out. He's not going to get there, so the Scarlet Knights will get the football back.
Yeah, it looked like Scott was trying to get the football down the field after the play action. Might have had Santana Moss in the middle of the field. Thought he could get it if he tucked and ran, but looked like he just tripped up as he was going to leave his feet to dive for the first down. Ends up being short of a first down.
First punt of the afternoon. Remember, the Canes had scored on their first 6 possessions. And Thunderbrook wants everybody to get away from the football, which takes a nice Miami bounce and goes back to about the 27-yard line. That's where the Scarlet Knights will have it for the final 19 seconds of quarter number 3. The one thing that you credit the Scarlet Knights after the 49-yard kick They stayed with their game plan, John. They didn't panic, start putting in the air. They basically did a lot of that last drive, the touchdown drive, including the final 24 yards on the ground.
Well, they've had a great mix of run and pass. You see Ryan's numbers on the day, 23 attempts and 17 completions. Had a very successful day, but that's what Mike McMahon needs to do. He needs to be successful, and his percentage needs to be high to get back into this game. 34-16 with 19 seconds left to go before the fourth quarter. Rutgers is in this football game. They just need a solid drive right now, put some points on the scoreboard.
They've got the wind at their back for another 19 seconds. A little bit of a delay. Robinson with it. Some running room as he crosses the 30, fights his way near the 35-yard line. He'll get about 8 yards on that play. He's looking pretty sharp.
Yeah, and he runs right through the freshman Lewis, number 92, the tackle in the backfield. Had him for a loss, but ran right through the tackle. A lot of arm tackling right now for the Hurricanes.
Jackson and Popovich teaming up. You saw Jeff Popovich. That is the end of the third quarter. And Rutgers winning the third quarter for the first time this season. It's 34-18. Back with quarter number 4 from South Florida on our Big East Football Network Game of the Week.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2-day packages from FedEx. Cost? An extra $10.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2 to 3 day priority mail packages from the U.S. Postal Service. Cost $3, and there's no extra charge.
On Saturdays, your customers cannot receive 2-day packages from UPS. Sorry.
So, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
What?
What if?
What if my kids need shots?
What if I get transferred to another city?
What if I need to lose some weight?
What if I need an x-ray?
What if I need a new doctor? What if my baby comes early?
What if I need blood?
What if I break my arm?
What if there was a healthcare organization with such innovative solutions to what you might need tomorrow, that all you'd have to do is enjoy today?
What if my brother makes me eat a bug?
What if you didn't have to worry about healthcare? Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida.
Congratulations to the world champion Florida Marlins. From all of us at Sports Channel Florida, your exclusive cable home in 1998.
There's a new team in Florida. Sports Channel Florida and CNNSI are joining forces to bring you the most complete sports coverage available.
Sports Channel's full schedule of live, professional, and amateur Florida sports, combined with CNN-SI's sports news coverage, created the perfect complement for you, the Florida sports fan.
A leader in Florida sports is now offering the world of sports through CNNSI, the sports news network. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports.
Hey, Heineken's giving away season tickets to one of Florida's NFL teams.
No.
Yeah, get this. I went down to my local participating Heineken retailer, checked out the contest display, snagged an entry form, and now all I gotta do is watch Sunday Morning NFL on Sports Channel, and I can win tickets to an upcoming game.
No.
Yeah, and get this. If my team runs back the opening or halftime kickoff, I win season tickets for 1998.
No.
Yeah. Hey, you want a Heineken?
Yeah.
See your local participating Heineken retailer for contest rules and regulations.
Welcome back to the Orange Bowl. Start of the fourth quarter. Miami running back James Jackson, a left thigh contusion. He is not expected to return. Nick Williams, number 30, the fullback, a left shoulder stinger. He is expected to be back. John?
All right, Frank, thank you very much. And for the Scarlet Knights, this is their best rushing performance of the entire season. They have picked up over 150 yards on the ground. This is a team that is averaging just over 92 yards per game. They begin the fourth quarter with the football. The inside handoff, and Crooks looking for some room has got it. 40, 45, and chased out of bounds near the 48-yard line. 13-yard pickup and another Scarlet Knights first down before Ridgely rode him out of bounds.
John, most of the opposing teams, when they come in the Orange Bowl, the third and fourth quarter, the second half, they really slow down due to the heat. Now you get late in the season, you get a very crisp day out here in the Orange Bowl. It looks like Miami's the team that is really faltering, and coming on strong is the Rutgers offense and defense. They're doing a great job of staying in this football game, and right now a nice productive play on first down.
First down and 10 at the 49-yard line. Crooks picking up 13 more as he closes in on 100 yards this afternoon. Scarlet Knights at 165, and Crooks is at 101. There's Robinson on the option play. He's got room at the 45. First down as he gets inside the 40. And all of a sudden, the Scarlet Knights offense has come to life.
Just a terrific play by the freshman quarterback, Mike McMahon. The back was not in the right place for that option play, and he held on to the football. He went to look to pitch it. There's nobody there. Watch his head. He goes to pitch it. There's nobody there. He just holds on to it and lets Robinson catch up to the ball. A great athletic play and great heads up by the quarterback.
We have an injured player for Miami. They will tend to him, and we will take a break with 14:43 remaining in the game. 34-16, but Rutgers is making some noise here in the Orange Bowl against the Hurricanes of Miami.
The new Nissan Altima GXE has more horsepower than a Camry LE. It comes with a standard CD player, unlike the Camry. And it's a whole $2,100 less than the Camry. But perhaps the best reason for buying the new Altima? It's not another Camry. The new Nissan Altima.
'97 was a season to remember, full of game-winning hits and magical performances. Now's your chance to be here in 1998 for another season of Marlins memory. That's right, Marlins 1998 season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss the excitement as the Marlins defend their 1997 World Championship. Beat the rush. The best seats are available now. Call 930-HITS to purchase your season tickets today.
The world champion Marlins.
34-16, the Hurricanes have the lead. Let's check out our First Plus financial game summary. Edgerrin James has scored twice, 130 yards rushing on the ground this afternoon. 14 touchdowns for him this season. That ties the record set back in 1939. And, of course, Brian Sheridan, he's done his share again today. From the 39 of Miami, McMahon, a lot of time, looks long, catch is made down at the 10-yard line. First down coming up for Rutgers. They're trying to battle their way back in. Popovich making the tackle on Reggie Funderburk.
Another great throw down the middle by Mike McMahon. Actually, I think he was trying to get the ball to Bill Powell, number 80, but Thunderburk went up and got the football. You see him behind him. He just goes up and says, hey, this ball's up for grabs. It's mine if I can get to it. And Thunderburk comes down with a terrific athletic play in the middle of the football field for Rutgers.
And Reggie Funderburk winding up his collegiate career with a great catch there. Makes it first down from the 10-yard line. Rutgers trying to battle their way back in this game in the opening minute of the fourth quarter. Here's the option play. McMahon's got a seam and a touchdown. 10-yard run for Mike McMahon, the freshman from Western Pennsylvania. And we do, John Kinjemi, have a football game going here.
We certainly do. Another option play, this time to the right side. Dan Morgan, he's the only man on the island. He has to make a decision. Do I go after the quarterback or do I go to the running back? He goes to the running back. McMahon sees that, tucks the football, and just uses his speed to get into the end zone. And Rutgers is right back in this ball game.
And Lee McDonald will be on to attempt the extra point to cut the lead to 11. It's 34-22 right now. But McMahon and the Rutgers offense looking very sharp. On their two possessions in the second half, the kick is up and the kick is good. It is an 11-point ball game now. Rutgers has battled back 34-23, and still a lot of football left in the Orange Bowl this afternoon. Stay with us. We'll be back with more.
There's a new team in Florida. Sports Channel Florida and CNNSI are joining forces to bring you the most complete sports coverage available.
Sports Channel's full schedule of live professional and amateur Florida sports, combined with CNNSI's sports news coverage, create the perfect complement for you, the Florida sports fan.
A leader in Florida sports is now offering the world of sports through CNNSI, the Sports News Network. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports.
Year in and year out, it's been proven that big-time players and teams come from the elite Big East Conference. Welcome to the future. Today's Miami Hurricane basketball is big-time Big East basketball at its best. Come see stars like All-American candidate Tim James and his teammates take on the best of the Big East. All at the Miami Arena, all for one low price. Miami Hurricane basketball, big-time Big East basketball. Call 1-800-GO-CANES for tickets. Where are you going to be?
1997 was a season to remember, full of game-winning hits and magical performances. Now's your chance to be here in 1998 for another season of Marlins memory. That's right, Marlins 1998 season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss the excitement as the Marlins defend their 1997 World Championship. Beat the rush. The best seats are available now. Call 930-HITS to purchase your season tickets today.
The world champion Marlins.
We've got a football game in South Florida on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. The Scarlet Knights have cut into that lead. It's now 34-23, and we still have about 14 minutes to go. Second rushing touchdown this season from Mike McMahon.
And it's the second productive play on the option. You see him right there trying to bait Dan Morgan to go after the pitch man, and all he does is fake the pitch, tuck it up, and it's clear sailing for McMahon into the end zone.
So I think right now for Miami, this could be a very important offensive possession.
Very important, probably the most important of the game. They have to answer now. They've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for Rutgers to fall over and play dead, but all they do is come back with a 5-play, 73-yard drive. A minute 28, McMahon goes in from the 10-yard line. A nice drive by that offense of Rutgers.
You can see that Popovich is deep once again, along with Santana Moss. Popovich will field this right at his own goal line. He starts out 15, 20. Spins away from one tackler, still on his feet and fighting near side. He's dragged down from behind. Dax Strohmeyer, number 49, saved. I don't think he would have scored on that play, but he would have gotten another 20 yards maybe.
Yeah, Pop does a nice job. Jeff Popovich does a great job. Doesn't get a lot of the returns back there, usually primarily as a blocker, but he gets the ball on his own goal line. Just a nice wedge, a lot of room in the middle of that football field. He makes a nice move right here, goes back to the outside, just gets tripped up from behind, but instant field position for the Miami offense.
Did you notice it was Strohmeyer that missed him the first time, but came back and got him?
That's right.
They've got good field position, 34-yard line, put it on the ground. Edgerrin James weaving his way to the 45, and that should be enough for another Miami first down. Norris Crawford, number 2, made the tackle for Rutgers, but Edgerrin James adding to his rushing total. Another big day for him this afternoon. Over 1,000 for the year. Third running back in Cane history to do that. 141 yards on the ground, first down. Rushing totals, you can see Rutgers 188. They were averaging 92 per game coming in. Their previous high was 136, right?
Yeah, against Pittsburgh.
And Miami has continued to do a great job. You know, when they lost last week to Boston College, that was the first time all season that they had rushed for 200 yards as a team, Miami, and lost the game.
Yeah, they really did a good job running the football. And I think the more you see Edgerrin James, the more you appreciate him. He bobs and weaves, but he's always going north and south.
James this time gets away from the first man and just takes a couple of yards and goes out of bounds. Sheridan was right there with him, along with Kevin Williams, number 10. 34-23, and the clock will stop with 13:19 remaining.
Well, I think if you're the University of Miami right now, you would love to take the football down on about a 6 or 7 minute drive, push it in for 7 points, and make Rutgers, put them in a position where they feel like they did going into halftime, where it was a big deficit to climb out of. Right now, 34-23, that Rutgers defense needs to go 3 plays and out and get the ball back for their offense.
Second down and 8. Scarlet Knights need that big defensive stop. Here's James. Gets away from the first tackler. He ran head on into Aaron Brady, who slowed him down. And then he was finished off by the rest of the Scarlet Knights defense. Let's take a look now at the Amoco Big East leaders, brought to you by Amoco. You expect more from a leader. Amos Zaraway, of course, with the toe problems. McNabb doing his thing in Pittsburgh this afternoon. And Sean Foreman, what a job he has done for the Mountaineers. And we have a timeout because of an injured player. Looks like a Scarlet Knight down. Basically no gain on that play. Might have even lost a yard or two. 13:04 to play, and if the Scarlet Knights can get a stop here, get their offense back out, make this last quarter very interesting.
Well, that's what the coaching staff's thinking on the sidelines. They're talking with the quarterback there, McMahon, on the sideline, saying, listen, we're in this football game, but don't try to do it all at once. We need a couple scores to actually win this football game, so come out and be patient when you get your opportunity. We're
at the Orange Bowl in Miami for our Big East Game of the Week. Glad you could join us. Miami has led from the beginning. They scored on the second play of the game and scored the first 6 times they had the ball. But Rutgers has come back strong in the second half. I'm John Sanders, along with John Congemi, who played his college football at the University of Pittsburgh, and Frank Fort down on the sidelines. I'm still trying to figure out how they recruited you out of this beautiful area north to Pittsburgh.
Well, it was kind of crazy. Dan Marino thought I was nuts when he finally saw me in Pittsburgh when he, after his first year at the Dolphins, said, you left this to go there?
Let's go down to Frank Fort right now.
Damian Lewis, the Miami defensive tackle who was taken off the field, number 92. They retaped his right ankle. Looks like he's going to try and continue to play. I can tell you right now the Miami coaches are extremely unhappy because their defensive linemen are being driven 5 and 6 yards down the field. And they're also making silly penalties, and this is a constant source of concern to Butch Davis. I got to tell you, in my opinion, this is not a bowl-quality team because of the lack of discipline they've shown with some of the silly penalties throughout the whole season, not just in this game. John?
Well, it's kind of been a microcosm. It's been a turnaround, though, for the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. They're looking at a defensively 3rd down and 9. Miami's been very successful on 3rd down. Miami over 100 yards in penalties so far. A lot of them come against the offense. Covington, there's a flag down. He drops and now is going to run at the 50. A little bit of a move. He goes down short of a 1st down, but let's check the flag that was thrown in the backfield by the referee.
It's going to be motion on Edgerrin James. He was just a little bit ahead of the snap count, moved his right foot forward, and they're going to catch him for a procedure.
I guess the question then is, do you accept the penalty, knowing he was short for the 1st down?
Take a look at the left side in the backfield. You see Edgerrin just get a head start ever so slightly, but the official right there in the backfield made the call, made the right call.
Well, you'd have to think that they'll back him up and make him go 3rd and long.
I think I would.
Of course, they were 4th. They would be 4th and short. I don't know if Miami would go for it at this point. 34-23. The officials will sort it out. They're going to march off the 5-yard penalty. Brings it back to the 41. And be 3rd down and about 14. So a big play coming up now for this Miami offense and the Rutgers defense.
Yeah, Miami's 41% on 3rd down coming into this ball game. They've been successful today. Big play right now.
A 3-receiver formation, and we have a timeout called by the Scarlet Knights. Well, Miami, as we mentioned, 10 of 13 on 3rd downs. We'll take the timeout along with the Scarlet Knights with 12:43 remaining in the game. Rutgers has clawed its way back in, down by 11. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
There's only one fishing lure proven to catch all these fish and virtually every species of game fish in North America. It's the Banjo Minnow, the world's first and only genetic response fishing lure.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Dan. But I'm here to tell you, the Banjo Minnow is truly the most exciting thing I've seen in a mighty long time.
The Banjo Minnow will outfish every fishing lure in existence today.
We had made a fishing lure that actually made fish bite even if they weren't hungry.
And it works.
It's amazing, totally amazing.
I've not missed a fish on the Banjo Minnow.
Just is amazing. It's just unbelievable.
Have your credit card ready and call now to order the complete 110-piece Banjo fishing system. You get 24 Banjo minnows in 3 different sizes and 4 colors. Banjo weedless bait hooks, counterbalanced jigs, and much, much more. All yours for only $29.95. For faster service, have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen right now.
This bait is phenomenal.
The Panthers battle the Flames Thursday night at 7. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sport.
Lots of sun, but a much closer score than many expected for homecoming for the Hurricanes of Miami, 34-23. We invite you to go online with the Big East Football Conference, www.bigeast.org. That's the address. Glad you could join us this afternoon. 3rd down, 14. 3-receiver formation. Then with the straight drop. Looks, waits. Now he runs out of time, gets away from one defender and throws. The catch is made. That's the freshman Wayne with it. And he's down at the 35-yard line. Covington able to buy enough time. Ross made the tackle, a 23-yard pickup, and Miami is out of a hole.
Well, just a huge play by Scott Covington, buying time. Really, Rutgers ran into each other. The bottom of the screen right here, two defenders beat Miami offensive linemen, and they run into each other. Now you've got him on the left side. He escapes to the outside on Yeager. Brian Yeager misses, and then he finds the open receiver, Reggie Wayne, over the middle of the field. Enough for a first down. A huge play on third down. They were 10 of 13 coming in before that third down play, and another first down.
Fifth catch for the freshman Reggie Wayne. It comes at the 35-yard line. First down 10 for Miami. Edgerrin James. He's got 5. He's got 10. He's got 15 as he fights his way to the 20 and more before he is dragged down by Kevin Williams and company. Ben Martin also there. 16 yards on that carry, down to the 19-yard line.
Well, you could feel some of the air coming out of the Rutgers sail right there. The back-to-back plays, you get a huge play on third down, and now the Miami offensive line decides, hey, let's let Edgerrin James get in the secondary. He busts through the middle of the football field, and another first down on back-to-back plays for the Canes.
James set the Big East record earlier this season for rushing yardage in a single game. He has 158 this afternoon. Carrying the load here in the fourth quarter because Jackson is out with a hip problem. Flag called, and they'll blow this one dead. It will come back. Miami offense has been really hampered by penalties. It's a legal procedure. Move it back 5. Out to the 24-yard line.
Well, if you're Butch Davis, you have to be happy about having 2 weeks before you play your next game just to have time to improve on some of the penalties that have killed them in the last 2 weeks.
You know what they've started doing some at Miami is practicing on Sundays and taking Mondays off. But they always take a certain portion of that practice time and give it to the scout team, the young players, give them a chance to get some experience looking to the future. Moss was the motion man. James looking for room. Down he goes at the 20. He got back 4 of the 5 on the penalty. It'll be second down and 11. Sheridan and Martin teaming up defensively to make the stop for Rutgers. Scarlet Knights down by 11. And they continue to pop the pads. You take a listen along with us.
There's not a lot of love taps down there on the football field right now with 11:05 and counting. Rutgers really needs to keep Miami to a field goal opportunity right now with the score 34-23.
Miami has punted only once this afternoon. James is going to take it outside, get maybe a yard, and that's about all. Sheridan stretched him out. Williams helped finish him off. Let's check some other scores as Miami looks at a 3rd and long near the 20. Syracuse leading Pittsburgh 26-15 there in the fourth quarter at Pitt Stadium. 41-21 West Virginia doing a number there. 51-7 Florida State leading Wake. Ohio State is shutting out Illinois. That game is in the fourth quarter. And it's Penn State leading Purdue by 11 in the fourth quarter there. 21-14 Florida. Tougher time maybe than expected against South Carolina. Northwestern leading by a point over Iowa. Third down and about 10. They dump it to James. He's got some people in front. 15, 10. Knife down and inside the 10 he goes. Depends on the spot whether or not he gets a first down. This will be pretty close. Aaron Brady, who's been all over the field this afternoon, along with Brian Sheridan, made the tackle.
It looks like they're going to have to bring the chains out. The first down, you need to get past the 9-yard line, and right now with the spot, it may look like he got it by a half a ball.
See how your eyesight is. Should be pretty good this deep into the season.
It should be.
Miami must win, and in 2 weeks must beat Syracuse.
I'm a little off, John.
Not much.
Not much.
34-23 Miami. They've got a first and goal from the 9-yard line. They bring Daniel Franks, the big tight end, back into the huddle. James with 169 yards. He's averaging 7 yards a carry today. 2 touchdowns. Needs 1 more to set the all-time single-season touchdown record for Miami. James would like him to get it right here. He's going to get the ball, spins away from one tackler in the backfield, tries to go outside, and is forced out by Kevin Williams. James made something out of nothing.
Yeah, most backs take that right now, and you get a 5-yard loss, but he does a great thing. He uses balance and his athletic ability to reverse his field. Watch him right here. There's really nowhere to run. Rutgers does a great job. Ben Martin gets in the backfield for Rutgers. Now it's just you run for your life. You try to get as many yards as you can or get back to the line of scrimmage. He doesn't do that. He gets stopped for a couple 2-yard loss, but just a great run by James, just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, it could have been second and about 15.
That's right.
Instead, it's second and 11. We approach the 10-minute mark. Miami is led from the second play of the game. James again forced out, slipped just a little bit. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. He's spent a lot of this drive looking at number 10, Kevin Williams.
He really has. Kevin Williams done a nice job in his second half, coming up from his defensive back position to really stop the pursuit of the angle of running on the corner for Miami. Doing a nice job coming up from his cornerback spot. Take a look here. Number 10 in white does a nice job from the outside of really pursuing Edgerrin James and using his sideline, forcing him out of bounds, using the sidelines as a 12th defender.
Third down and goal from the 9. Covington to pass, looking short, throws incomplete, intended for the fullback Nick Williams, who is back in the lineup. He was nicked earlier, but Nick is back. It's incomplete, 4th down, and the field goal team comes on. So if they make the field goal, then the difference goes to 14. That means that at least 2 touchdowns need to be scored by the Scarlet Knights, who will be going against the wind. That could make some difference here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it's gusting a little bit, and it's easy to point out. Andy Crossland, his first 2 field goals have were from the right hash. He has struggled when he gets in close, and especially from the left side, the left hash.
This will be a 26-yarder, Popovich to hold. That's how Popovich first made this team, as the holder. The kick is up. With the wind at his back, it is good. He gets his 3rd field goal of the afternoon and makes it 37-23. It is a 2-touchdown difference. Miami has scored 7 of the 8 times that they've had the football this afternoon. Another field goal and a 14-point lead. Back with more after this.
Year in and year out, it's been proven that big-time players and teams come from the elite Big East Conference. Welcome to the future. Today's Miami Hurricane basketball is big-time Big East basketball at its best. Come see stars like All-American candidate Tim James and his teammates take on the best of the Big East. All at the Miami Arena, all for one low price. Miami Hurricane basketball, big-time Big East basketball. Call 1-800-GO-CANES for tickets. Where are you going to be?
Kiplinger's best new car. The winner is Malibu. AAA's top car award. The winner is Malibu. 1997's car of the year. The winner is Malibu. At $199 per month, the winner is you. Chevy Malibu, the car you knew America could build.
Genuine Chevrolet.
1997 was a season to remember, full of game-winning hits and magical performances. Now's your chance to be here in 1998 for another season of Marlins memory. That's right, Marlins 1998 season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss the excitement as the Marlins defend their 1997 World Championship. Beat the rush. The best seats are available now. Call 930-HITS to purchase your season tickets today.
The world champion Marlins.
Here in the 4th quarter, number 2 for Rutgers, the senior linebacker Norris Crawford, who is actually from Miami American High School. His shoulder is separated. His year is done. His career is done. This is his last game, and he's going to watch it from the sidelines on the 4th quarter. Shoulder is wrapped up, iced, and his mom is with him. And Norris Crawford's college career is now over with the separated shoulder. John?
All right, Frank, thank you very much. Everything needs a little mother's touch down there.
I tell you what, that can't do anything but help that situation right now. It's a frustrating situation to be in when you're injured, but he's played a heck of a football game today.
Well, let's see what Stevens can do if he gets the football. Remember, he ran the opening kickoff of the second half back for a touchdown, and that kind of woke up the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, it really has. The Scarlet Knights have played well. They didn't play poorly in the first half. They just didn't convert on the opportunities that presented themselves with. So right now, 2 touchdowns down with plenty of time left to go in the 4th quarter.
They will kick it once again. Stevens back at the 3. 94-yarder earlier. He's got a little bit of room, and he's tackled as he gets to the 25-yard line. That's where the Scarlet Knights will put the football in play. And they need to make something happen now. And they're going to have to start to hurry, too, because we've got less than 10 minutes remaining in the game.
And Rutgers only with 2 timeouts remaining, so you have to think of that with 9:56 left to go in this football game.
Well, one of the biggest plays in the second half for Miami, obviously, was that pass play that they had on the 3rd down and long. And they went to Reggie Wayne, and he was able to buy the extra time that he needed, complete it. Here's McMahon. Drive will start from the 26-yard line. 1st down and 10. They've been very effective. Their best rushing performance of the year. Robinson gets away from the first man, puts his head down, uses those legs to drive across the 30 to the 32. He'll pick up about 5 yards on the play.
Well, it's become the norm now when Rutgers rushes the football. They're getting 5 and 6 yards a crack against this Miami defense. That's much too much if you're a Hurricane defender right now. Take a look just on the draw play. The offensive line really in control of the orange jerseys. Not a lot of people pursuing around the football until the Rutgers Scarlet Knights running back gets down the field close to 6 yards.
Let's give him 6 yards on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 4 now. A 2-touchdown difference here in the Orange Bowl. This time it's play action. McMahon has a lot of time and looks near side. That's going to be intercepted. Miami Starks has it. 40, 35. Now at the 30. Cuts it back inside. McMahon got him. Now the football's loose and they scramble for it. And it goes back to the Scarlet Knights. A little bit of everything on that play. McKiernan, the center, made the recovery. One of the captains as elected at the end of the season, along with Brian Sheridan, and the Scarlet Knights catch a break, get the ball back. The receiver fell down on the play.
Yeah, Bill Powell on the outside just falls down. It really wasn't the quarterback's fault. The ball was in the air. Powell's on the ground, and it's an easy interception for Dwayne Starks. He runs it back all the way close to the 20-yard line of Rutgers. Then he gets hit and drops the football. Rutgers recovers on the 22-yard line.
Well, I think that was the quarterback McMahon, wasn't it, that stripped the football?
It looked like it.
He got it back. The ball at the 22, and it's kind of like starting the possession over again. Crooks cuts it back and powers his way for a couple. It's near the 24. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Chad Pegues made the stop for Miami. Let's go back and take another look at that wide open interception that Starks was able to make.
Well, it's a hopeless feeling if you're a quarterback in this situation. Mike McMahon drops back and throws it, but into the waning arms of the defensive back, Dwayne Starks. You see him, he looks like a running back, but watch now, number 17, the quarterback, gets his right hand in there, strips the football down. McKiernan, the center, alertly drops on the football, and Rutgers gets the ball back.
Gain of 2 on that last play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Starks at his 3rd interception of the season, but he fumbles it right back to the Scarlet Knights. Over the middle, that one is deflected up for grabs, incomplete. Chris Hutton, after the deflection, went after it, but could not come up with it. Hutton got his hands on it. Jackson was the player that tipped it defensively for Miami.
Yeah, Cliff Jackson in the middle, playing middle linebacker right now for number 49 for the University of Miami. Right in the middle of your screen, you see him get a right hand up right there. Does a nice job, and then you see number 43, James Sutton, come and separate the football from the offensive receiver. Right there, nice play, nice reaction by the Miami defense. There you see their team speed. They're swarming to the football in the middle of the field.
3rd and 8. Rutgers 3 out of 10 on 3rd down this afternoon, trailing by 14 points. Pass and a catch made. That's a 1st down as he gets close to the 35-yard line. Maybe the 34. Holland made the catch. Brown made the hit, but it's going to be a Scarlet Knights 1st down.
And John, for the first time in a long time, Miami comes with pressure, man-to-man coverage. Nice pass and catch and great timing. Watch, the 5th step hits and the ball's gone. Perfect throw and catch to the outside. All Holland does, secure the football. 1st down, Rutgers.
But he ran the good route because he got the 10 yards he needed for the 1st.
Yeah, and that freshman knows it's a 1st down. Good job by the quarterback there with great timing.
A 4 wide receiver formation on 1st and 10 from the 35. And it's Crooks straight ahead. Gets out to about the 39-yard line. Not much there. About the 39. Gain of about 5. So they continue to pick up good yardage on the ground.
And it's always on first down. They're running the football effectively, putting themselves in great situations on 2nd and 3rd down.
We approach the 7-minute mark in the 4th quarter this afternoon. Rutgers has played a strong second half from the opening kickoff on. A lot of time for McMahon. Steps away from a couple of tacklers and goes down out at the 41-yard line. Michael Lawson leading the defense for the Hurricanes.
We'll credit that run to the Miami secondary. Great pass defense downfield. They do a great job of getting in the right spots. Not a lot of pressure on the quarterback. He had plenty of time to throw, but it's the defensive secondary of Miami. They did a great job in allowing the pursuit then to catch up with the quarterback. See number 97, Michael Lawson, doing a nice job from his defensive tackle position.
He did pick up a couple of yards on the play. And the crowd really getting into it for the first time this afternoon. They've been very comfortable because Miami scored the second play they ran today. McMahon looking. Gets away from one, still on his feet. I don't know. Depends on the spot. He might have another first down if he gets outside the 45.
I think he does, John.
Again, it was Lawson defensively, but McMahon knew where the yardstick was and got there.
Yeah, and it looks like Lawson's down on the football field. In the first, we've talked about number 44, Dan Morgan, all day. This is the first tackle he's missed that I can remember in a couple of games. He has the quarterback to himself, one-on-one. He goes a little bit aggressively towards him, and he just sidesteps Morgan, has enough awareness of where the first down marker is, steps over the 45-yard line for a first down. Watch him tiptoe.
Also steps out of bounds.
Yeah, stops the clock, did everything right on that play.
Well, that's why they have the markers on both sides of the field, so you have an idea of where you need to get. And you can see that Michael Lawson will be helped off. McMahon has 39 yards himself. It's 37-23, just over 6 minutes to go. Here's the option play, the pitch to Robinson. He dribbles it, and now it's loose at the 50. Who wants it? Coming out of there with it is Brown. Miami is going to get the football back.
Well, you remember the timing on the option. The last time they ran it to the left side, Robinson was late getting there, and the quarterback had to hold the football. This time he looks like he's in good position, just the pitch is a little bit behind him and high. He kicks the football forward. Delvin Brown, another freshman on the spot for the University of Miami defense, picks up the football, first down on the turnover for the Canes.
Miami does get it back. You can see the turnover margin has been disastrous for the Scarlet Knights. That's why they came in 0-10. Miami will have it at its own 48-yard line. James looking, waiting for that blocker. Moves it inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line before he's ridden out of bounds. So James continues to add to his total. Let's check out our NTB Students of the Game, brought to you by NTB, National Tire and Battery, where everything you want, nothing you expect. Andy Holland doing a great job here for the Hurricanes, along with Ryan Clement, who is wrapping up his regular season collegiate career. It'll be second and short. He got the ball down to the 43-yard line. The Canes have been very effective with their offense. They've had to punt only one time the entire game. Clement buys some time and now tucks it under. Slides down at the 40, and he should have a first down. Aaron Brady made the tackle again. His total continues to climb. Probably hear that wind that has really picked up in the second half of this game.
It really has, and it's coming out of the east, and Miami has it at their back right now with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this football game.
Well, Edgerrin goes from number 6 to number 2 on the single season rushing list. He's still got another game to go, remember. 2 weeks from today, right here at the Orange Bowl, Syracuse. Pass is caught at the 35-yard line. Wayne with it. He's wrapped up quickly by Kevin Williams. Sheridan was also around the play, and we have another injury. Scarlet Knight defender is down.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we remind you.
Well, we will take a break while they tend to him. 5 minutes and 11 seconds left. Miami leading by 14, and the Canes have the football back. We'll be back after this.
AutoNation USA presents Sunday Morning NFL, the most comprehensive coverage of Florida's 3 NFL franchises on Sports Channel's Sunday Morning Playbook. Get a complete preview of the day's matchups.
Like the Dolphins, the Tampa Bay Bucs are hot. Really hot. What does Buffalo have to do to beat Miami? Jacksonville in the driver's seat for the playoffs.
Tune to AutoNation USA presents Sunday Morning NFL on Sports Channel every Sunday at 10 a.m. Sports Channel is 100% pure Florida sports.
That's my best friend, Jake. A few years back, his brother died of AIDS. It was the hardest time of his life. Mine, too. That's why when Jake asked me to volunteer in a kitchen that prepares food for homebound people with AIDS, I knew I could make a contribution. At first, I did it to make Jake feel good. But after volunteering a year now, I do it to make me feel good. You can help. To find out more about the food service provider near you, call the number on your screen.
1997 was a season to remember, full of game-winning hits and magical performances. Now's your chance to be here in 1998 for another season of Marlins memory. That's right, Marlins 1998 season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss the excitement as the Marlins defend their 1997 World Championship. Beat the rush. The best seats are available now. Call 930-HITS to purchase your season tickets today.
The world champion Marlins.
Today's Big East telecast is brought to you by Amoco. You expect more from a leader. The new Dodge, it's about change. And by First Plus Financial. At First Plus, we're working first for you. Crawford, a backup defensive end, is the injured player for the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. That's the reason we have stopped play, but they have not stopped at Pittsburgh. It's 37-23 here, but eyes to the north and the western part of the state of Pennsylvania. Look at this, 27-26, less than 2 minutes to play, and the Panthers have the lead over the Orange. How big would that be?
My chest is starting to swell a little bit.
Well, you better wait for the final 2 minutes.
I know, I've learned that.
We'll keep you posted on that one. It's second down. And a couple. James gets the first as he powers inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. They just keep pounding away, and it's good to see him still going late in the ballgame. Of course, with Jackson out, he didn't have much choice.
Yeah, there's no room to look behind you because there's two options at running back right now. And Edgerrin James, with the injury to James Jackson, he's going to have to finish this football game. And there's another injury on the field. Looks like another Scarlet Knight down.
Head coach Butch Davis, his team has a first down. Let's take you down to the sidelines again where Frank Fort is standing by. Frank.
Well, I'm a busy man right now along with the trainers for both teams. Michael Lawson of Miami, 97 defensive tackle, sprained an ankle. They retaped it. He's going to try and play. Crawford, the young man from Rutgers, the linebacker who just went out, they are looking at his right knee, and he is in some pain here on the sideline as the training staff for Rutgers works on it. And we'll update you on the third gentleman as soon as they bring him off. John?
Well, you go over to that side of the field.
Stay there, Frank. Here comes some more.
And check out Terrell Freeney, who leaves the field of battle. The football is spotted at the 27-yard line. It's a first down and 10. Edgerrin James is moving ever closer to another 200-yard performance this afternoon. Wayne has been busy with 6 catches for 98 yards. It's the tight end in motion, but this is the man, James. Gets away from a couple of tacklers and then uses those legs to power his way inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
John, it looked like that pile was moving ever so close to the goal line. You couldn't see the running back, Edgerrin James, but you saw a lot of orange jerseys and white jerseys getting carried inside the 20-yard line. Just great power and great athletic ability. He has great balance, stays up on his feet, and his players keep fighting for him. They know he can break a run at any time, so they have to stay active down the football field, stay on their blocks.
Well, you saw number 29, Ben Martin. He got him up high, and he had no chance to bring him down. He couldn't get any leverage there. It's a 9-yard pickup. It's 2nd and 1. Ball is at the 18-yard line, straight ahead. Clement with a keeper, and it looks like he'll have enough for another Miami first down. They also, after they move the chains, will keep that clock moving at 3:42 right now. He's done a good job since coming on.
He really has, and credit the running game to helping Ryan Clement's completion percentage and decision making. He does a nice job. That complements, it takes a lot of pressure off your shoulders as a quarterback when you look back and you can hand it to a James Jackson and an Edgerrin James to get you 5 and 6 yards of crack. And right now, the Scarlet Knight defense, they're man-to-man right now, gambling. They're trying to tackle the football. They have to try to force a turnover late in the ball game.
It's 37-23. Miami has led throughout the day. First down 10 from the 16. James bounces off one tackler, keeps his feet, picks up 2 to the 14. He's very good at setting up his blockers and picking his spots. And he's going to pay the price with taking some hits as he moves it inside the 14. James walking toward his own bench. He is our Dodge player of the game with 30 carries, 194 yards, and John, he's not finished yet.
No, he's got plenty of work to go. He's got 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in the game. He was a little banged up on that last play, but he's just a terrific back. Catches the ball well out of the backfield, and you've seen what he can do in the open field. He's got power, speed, size. They may have the best tandem in the Big East Conference.
Well, that is the 3rd best rushing game in Miami history, and of course, he also has the best in Big East history.
That's right. Against Boston College earlier this year.
Had a huge game, 271 yards. And he's close to 200 again this afternoon, but I tell you what, let's check in again with our injury man, Frank Ford. Frank.
Starting to look like a mash unit down here, John. Crawford, the linebacker, they have wrapped up the right knee. He is on crutches and on his way into the Rutgers locker room. He was being consoled by some teammates. You have to suspect that the training staff told him there may be something serious there. Freeney, they are wrapping up Terrell Freeney, the linebacker who came out. They are wrapping up his right shoulder, and it looks like that might be a possible shoulder separation. So Rutgers are falling pretty quickly over here.
Well, also, Frank, you look at their situation because they're so young. They're not very deep, Rutgers. But I got to give them credit here in the second half. From the opening kickoff on, that kind of turned the momentum around. The long kickoff return of 94 yards for the TD. The offense came to life. They just could not make the big play defensively when they needed to.
Well, they came out, and answered the bell in the second half. You have to look back at the first half. The 2 opportunities they had to put points on the scoreboard. They missed an easy chip shot field goal, and then they turned it over inside the 20-yard line on their initial drive. So, not a lot separating these 2 teams today. A lot of effort from the Scarlet Knights today.
You recall that interception was a deflection, too. I mean,
That's right.
A ball that was bobbled right into the hands of the Miami defender. Italy 2nd and 8. The ball is at the 14-yard line. Clock is restarted. Fulcher, the tight end, is in motion. This is play action. Pass complete at the 5. Touchdown. Stepping in is Daniel Franks. Franks gets the TD, his 2nd of the afternoon, and his 4th of the season.
Well, sometimes when you're in a defensive situation and you want to cause a turnover, you over pursue, and that time that's exactly what happened. Ryan Clement showed great play action, found his tight end coming out, number 88, Daniel Franks. Nobody was there. They lost him in the shuffle, and it was an easy touchdown. Take a look right here. You see all the white shirts going left. Ryan Clement holds on to the football, really could have run or passed, decides to throw the football to Daniel Franks. He sneaks in to the end zone.
And you could follow the play of Aaron Brady, the linebacker, on that play. He knew he was in trouble. He tried to get back, and he just did not have enough left to do it. Second time that combination has teamed up for a touchdown. The extra point is good, and Miami goes up now 44-23. So they stretch that lead back to 21. It's been a big day for the big tight end. 3 catches, 38 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. He scored the 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Miami used up 3 minutes and 19 seconds on this drive to march at 52 yards in 8 plays and take it in for what should wrap it up. But again, if you're a Miami fan, there's some things you have to be concerned about.
Yeah, and I think the number one thing you have to be concerned about are the penalties and the mental mistakes, especially offensively. Number 2, if you're taking a list, if you're going to make your list, the run defense. They have not been able to stop Rutgers rushing the football. Those are 2 concerns that Syracuse next week really looks to exploit against this Miami football team.
We'll go back and check the situation in Pittsburgh, where the Panthers were trying to put a shocker on Syracuse and keep their bowl hopes alive.
They're in the driver's seat if they can win out, as we said earlier, but who would have thought they would have come back to hopefully get into a situation where they can control their own destiny.
It is amazing. It's been that kind of year in the Big East Conference. 8 plays, 52 yards, 14-yard touchdown pass to the tight end Franks, who scores for the second time this afternoon. We still have 2 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Robinson and Stevens are the deep men. The kick is short, fielded by one of the up-backs at the 35, the 40-yard line. He's got a little bit of room to power his way outside. It's Gaston Suez returning the ball. And Syracuse has the football, a minute and a half to play. We'll keep you posted. Pitt trying to hang on, leading by 1. Tyrone Pitts, the linebacker who returned the kick. Football is spotted at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Scarlet Knights, who always do this. They huddle in front of their own bench, in front of their head coach and offensive coordinator, Terry Shea, and then come right out and line up for the play. From the 37, they need the big strike with 2.5 to go. 44-23 Miami, looking to even its record at 5-5. There's Crooks, plenty of room to midfield he goes. Starks making the tackle defensively, but Crooks with it out to the 50. Gain of about 14 yards. It was Morgan who helped Starks out on the stop. Too tall and incomplete. A couple of defenders had a shot at it over there defensively, but not able to control it were Brooks and Ridgely. Let's take you back to Frank again.
Miami offensive tackle Curlin Blaze, number 79, a mild concussion on the last possession. They're going to keep an eye on him. Obviously, if Miami gets the ball back, he is done for the day. He won't go back in.
Thank you, Frank. It'll be 2nd down and 10. The ball at the 49-yard line. This game started in a hurry for Miami offensively. On the second play from scrimmage, an 80-yard touchdown romp by Edgerrin James on his way to another strong performance, almost another 200-yard game. McMahon trying to buy a little time, and now he's going to try to get out of bounds. No, stays in bounds. To fight his way forward, let's check out our Siemens play of the game. Brought to you by Siemens for leading-edge technologies in electronic and electrical engineering. Depend on Siemens. We can do that, and he can do this. See ya. 80 yards.
Yeah, he goes 80 yards. Second play of the ball game. Edgerrin James just showed you his speed once he got in the secondary, and he's just been electrifying all day long.
He went the distance. On 3rd down, they dump it off to Crooks. He's got some work to do to get to that 1st down marker, and he will not make it. He's dropped for a loss back at the 45 as Popovich came up to fill, and they will have to go. It'll be 4th and about 5, maybe 6. Syracuse has the ball with 1 minute and 3 seconds to go at Pittsburgh, trailing by 1, and they're at the Panthers' 30-yard line. John Conjemi just left the booth to go find a radio.
to find a vomit bag.
4th time that the Knights have gone on 4th down. They've completed 2 out of 3. This is picked off, and it's going to be a Miami touchdown. Stepping in front is Ridgely. He gets around McMahon, who saved one earlier, and takes it in for the score. 61 yards on the interception. And Miami becomes the 4th team this year to score 50 points on the Scarlet Knights.
Well, he was close 2 plays ago. Eugene Ridgely, he's a senior. There's a flag down on the play, but it looked like it was after the interception. Take a look right here. McMahon tries to go out in the flat. The ball's clearly behind him, and great timing by your free safety, Eugene Ridgely. Takes it all the way down, and really a quarterback's hopeless in this situation.
Yeah. Well, you could see that Ridgely was thinking, okay, I got to set this guy up.
Yeah, and if I get caught, man, are they going to make fun of me in the films tomorrow? But he does a great job cutting back behind Mike McMahon for the Hurricane touchdown.
The discussion continues at the 25-yard line between the officials. Let's get the whole group together out there, yeah. 45 seconds left. mentioned the Orange have done it with 28 seconds to go. They have scored to regain the lead, 32-27. Wow, what a battle in Pittsburgh.
And as you said, John, it's been that way all season long in the Big East. You know, you can come out, any team can win on any given Saturday. And right here, it was a battle all the way down to the end with 28 seconds left to go. It looked like Syracuse going to roll into Miami in 2 weeks for the big showdown.
Well, it's the end of a collegiate career for Brian Sheridan, a very courageous player who was out all of last year. Wasn't sure how good he would be when he came back this year, but he's worked so hard to get back, lead the conference in tackles, and what disappointment for this entire group. 19 players who are finishing their careers here today for the Scarlet Knights, and to finish 0-11 is just a really terrible way to end it.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, especially you put all that work in, you know, and you try to prepare for a successful season. And as you said, coming back from an injury, Sheridan has nothing to hang his head about. He's done a great job, and this is updated right here, his season, 148 total tackles. You know, just did a terrific job. He's led the Big East in 374 career tackles, so a great player for Syracuse.
Well, we assume the touchdown is going to stand. We've had no confirmation of anything at this point. The TD is good. The penalty, though, is going to be against Miami. Yes, so they will be backed up for the extra point. Some sort of a personal foul. Against Miami. We've had 3 of those. Twice it has been called against Miami. These are against both teams. The touchdown is good. The extra point will come from, it'll be a 42-yard extra point.
These are the ones that get tough when they mean something. Right now, Andy Crossland shouldn't feel any pressure to put this through the upright.
No, don't do it there. Let's go back this way. Okay.
I think they added five yards more than they wanted to.
We've kind of lost the handle here in the last minute of the game. Nobody knows what's going on. The fans are not happy. (32-27). We should update that by reminding you that the Orange did go for the 2-point conversion. So if Pitt can pull something out in dramatic fashion, they've still got a chance to win that football game, but only 28 seconds. So now they move it up. It is a 38-yard extra point attempt. One of the longest of the year. 38-yard extra point is good. 51-23. So Miami will get ready for Syracuse. If the Cuse can hang on and defeat the Panthers, we will probably be here long enough to give you a final, we hope.
Well, if the officials have anything to do with it, we may be, John.
We could be here the rest of the afternoon. Well, we are glad you stayed with us. Rutgers turned this into a good football game in the second half.
I was really surprised on how they came out and really played hard in the second half. They made it a tight football game, and it's really not indicative of what their record is. They played better than an 0-11 football team.
And, of course, if you're a Miami fan following that Pittsburgh game with Syracuse, you know that you need some help if you're going to get to the CarQuest Bowl somehow, as opposed to the Liberty Bowl. And you still need a victory to qualify for even that. And there is the way it works. The Big East champion goes to the Alliance, second place team to the Gator, number 3 to the CarQuest, which is where Miami was last year, which is really almost like a home game.
It is.
For them.
It's right up the road at Pro Player Stadium.
And then the Liberty Bowl for the number 4 team. And believe you me, Miami would be very happy to get ready to go to the Liberty Bowl.
Any bowl right now, they still need to win in 2 weeks, but they would love to have extra 2 weeks to prepare these young players for the next season for a fresh new start.
We still have 45 seconds to complete here. It dribbles to the 5. Necktie tackle at the 25-yard line. The guy that brought one back. 94 yards to start the second half. Stevens is necktied right at the 25. Valdez made the tackle. So one more time for the Scarlet Knights offense, and people like their center Jack McKiernan, who along with Brian Sheridan was named as a team captain. 8 seconds to play, 32-27. Pitt does have the ball. So they're going to take some magic now, right? With 8 seconds to go, one big play.
They're going to need something.
Scarlet Knights come out. And I give them credit, too. They trailed this entire game, John, but they stayed with their game plan. A lot of that was done right here on the ground. Popovich from behind drags down Robinson. But he's got a first down as he moves it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. He showed some good spark in the second half, along with Jackie Crooks. We certainly expected as they go to Brendan Edmonds, the backup quarterback. Edmonds, a junior college transfer, had started some games early in the year. He goes outside to Funderburk, and I think it's really nice that Reggie Funderburk is out there for this final series, the final series of his collegiate career, and he makes the catch.
And he's done a nice job today on the outside for Rutgers. A lot of these guys, a lot of the offensive skill positions have played well, and you have to credit the offensive line, too. They've dominated up front, creating holes for the running attack for Rutgers.
But before they can get off the next play, time expires, and this game is over. 51-23 is the final score. The Scarlet Knights battled back under Coach Terry Shea. They got to within 11 points, but it is a winless season for the Scarlet Knights. They wind up 0-11. For Butch Davis and the Hurricanes of Miami, their record goes now to 5-5 with a big game 2 weeks from today right here in the Orange Bowl to settle whether or not there will be a Miami postseason. But the one thing you can say about the Scarlet Knights team, they lost 11 straight games, but they never quit playing hard.
I think that was very evident today in the second half. They came out with a lot of reasons to just throw their helmets out, but they did a great job coming out from halftime and making this a football game. And for the Hurricanes, they really need to sharpen up on the mistakes. They have to eliminate the penalties next week against Syracuse.
Miami scored early and often and rolled on to a 51-23 lead over the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. And that's going to conclude our coverage for the Big East Game of the Week for the regular season. We certainly thank you for joining us. For John Conjemi and Frank Fort, I'm John Sanders. Miami looking at Syracuse in 2 weeks. They need a big win. Thanks and so long from South Florida.